Welcome to Jack Ryan Field here at Bishop Hartley High School, where tonight the Hawks have their home opener as they take on Youngstown Ursuline. Hi, I'm Bob McElligott, coming here with a heavy heart tonight because it's been a very long and a rough day here in Columbus, Central Ohio, as the community has been grappling with the death of Columbus Blue Jackets superstar Johnny Gaudreau. But as I thought about coming over here tonight, I thought there's no place I'd rather be than this Bishop Hartley campus, a place that you feel the faith of God and you feel the sense of family. And it just felt to me like it was the best place where I could be to appreciate the 2 seasons I had to work on an everyday basis with Johnny Gaudreau and pray for him and for his family. Because I'll tell you something, he was a great hockey player, but he was an even better husband, father, and overall person. So tonight, we'll be thinking of him during this game. Matt Barnes is with me here tonight. I know that you have similar feelings here, and it's been a tough day.
It's been a real tough day. And, you know, all you can think about is his family. And, you know, as you mentioned there, Bob, it's good to be here where, you know, so much of Hartley is built around family and about faith. And that's all I can think about right now, thinking about Johnny as well and his family. So wishing them all the strength and obviously praying for them each and every day as they go through this, because it's unimaginable what happened.
Unimaginable. A tragic death that he and his brother Matthew suffered last night, and that family is going to have to live with for the rest of their lives. So, as Matt said, we are thinking of them, praying for them right here on this great campus tonight at Bishop Hartley. Well, as we turn our attention to the football game here tonight, you see the Hartley Hawks, who come into this game 1-0. They win in the opening week last week, and they're facing an Ursuline team that lost in a high-scoring game last week. So you've got one team that's looking to win the home opener, go 2-0 on the year, and another team that's just trying to get that first win of the season.
Yeah, 2 teams of proud tradition, and both wanted to get the season off to a good start. They didn't have problem putting up points, but defensively, I think both teams are looking forward to maybe putting up a better effort. But as you said, Ursuline comes a long way to Columbus and doesn't want to leave here with the loss. Meanwhile, Hartley, of course, first home game, first chance to take on a team they plan on facing a lot more in the years to come, and want to come out with a good start and kind of set the tone here.
Yes, and we'll talk about this throughout the course of the game when you're talking about seeing each other a lot, because there are a lot of changes coming to Catholic school football here
and a lot of travel coming.
A lot of travel, a lot of changes. It's going to be for the good, though, because I think one thing you find, and I know Bishop Hartley deals with this all the time, it can be tough to find opponents to play. And yes, you're going to be playing some bigger programs. You're going to be traveling greater distances. But I think the overall thing is going to be great for everybody.
Great competition. These are tradition-rich programs that enjoy playing good competition and honestly get you prepared for the playoffs. And I think all these programs that are going to be joining that new conference are going to be really excited about that part.
Well, the toss was won by Ursuline, and the Irish will take the football to get things started here. As coming out are the Bishop Hartley Hawks, and ready to kick that ball away. So Ursuline will get that first opportunity. They didn't waste the chance to receive the opening kickoff and try to get things going very quickly offensively tonight. So let's see how the Hawks cover. First and foremost here is Malcolm Gillies has it teed up at the 40-yard line, and Gillies kicks that ball away, and it is line drive kick taken at the 26-yard line, up over the 40 and all the way out to what looks to be the 46-yard line. Vinny Fecco, sophomore, taking that football and getting a very nice return.
So this Ursuline offense scored 35 last week against Walsh Jesuit, so we know they can move it up and down the field. The guy to look at who runs this offense, their quarterback, D.C. Farrell, had about 212 rushing yards last week, another 100 through the air. So this is, or other way around, excuse me. So 312 total yards. This is the guy that is going to be the focal point for this Hartley defense to try to slow him down.
Yeah, no question. He can do it all, and he's set up in the shotgun to get things started here. The low snap, but he will throw right away. And he's got that pass out to the 49-yard line where it is complete. On the reception is Ray Javey, the sophomore receiver.
And again, it seemed like from what we could, I wasn't at the game against Leary Catholic, but from hearing from Coach Birchfield and the Hawks, the pass defense, what they're going to have to work on, this is going to be one of those tests for sure at this short passing game.
Well, Farrell trying to draw the defense offside with a hard count there. Now he looks over to get the play from the sidelines. Farrell, senior quarterback, 5'9", 157 pounds. Shifting the running back over to his left. And Farrell wants to run. Looking to go left. And he's going to be able to turn the corner and gain the first down marker. Tripped up just as he gets to about the 40-yard line and falls out of bounds.
Yeah, this is going to probably take a couple drives for this Hartley defense to get used to his speed, his quickness, and obviously his vision. He's used to running this offense, even though he didn't start last year, but being a senior in this offense, I'm sure he understands it really well. This Hartley defense is going to probably take a little bit to fully understand how to schematically approach it.
Hand the ball off and powering his way up over the 35-yard line and carrying that ball down near the 30, Joe Baylog.
And no surprise there. That was Denham Cook who took him down. Look for us to call his name a lot as he tries to slow down this attack on the ground.
So a good pickup, about 8 yards. Here's a pass, and this ball is caught. And right there to make the stop, once again, it is Cook. But that's going to be a first down.
So I think Chip Kelly's calling this offense for Ursuline right now. I mean, this is a quick pace. And again, on a hot day like today, this is the kind of pace that's going to wear a defense down. And I'm sure that's exactly what Ursuline is hoping for on this first drive.
Going to hand the ball off again, and trying to go up the middle is the ball carrier there, and that's Baylog, and not having much success that time. Good job by Hartley in the middle.
Yeah, Jay Zhang looked like kind of swallowed that one up. Short gain. If they can get them to 3rd and long, I'm sure Hartley would love that. But again, they're running this quick, and 3-4 yards is all Ursuline's looking for.
There's a handoff and a great job of a tackle in the backfield that time. So just a good read there by Shamarian Coleman.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Hawks needed right there. Get him in a 3rd and long. They're probably going to go for it here anyways, on 4th down. But at least you make them think a little tougher about do you run or throw the ball. Great anticipation, though, by Coleman.
Farrell takes that snap. Lots of time here. Good pass protection. He wants to run. Now he'll let it go, and he throws toward the corner, and this ball is going to be incomplete. The receiver landed on the line.
Boy, he did everything he could right there. That's Jaquise Liaison, and thought he tried to get 2 feet in, but I think both the toes were on the white. Was a great job by the quarterback, Farrell, really finding the time to really look down the field for an open receiver, and he found the man. But again, got to have better spatial awareness, know where you're going to be, and keep those feet in bounds.
But there you see Baylog, and this is how they got a couple of chunks of yardage, just running that ball up the middle. But the Irish set up for the field goal and ready to kick this ball and try to get on the board first here. Farrell is the holder, and the kick is up, and that kick is good. So the ball put through the uprights on the kick, and that was Anthony Tabak that put it through, and so it's a 3-0 lead for Ursuline. But Matt, as you said, they didn't give up the touchdown,
yeah,
and that's key.
That feels like a win for the Hartley defense, I think. The first 5-6 plays on this drive, it was all Irish up and down the field, getting whatever they wanted to seem like, and then they really stood up when it got inside about the 25-yard line there. That big tackle for a loss, and then the incomplete pass forced Ursuline's hand to kick that field goal, go for it on 4th and long. So nice job by the Hartley defense.
Well, football well underway here at Bishop Hartley, and we have some other things to tell you about throughout the course of this game. And one thing that we'll have some video at halftime to play for you is video from the 3rd annual alumni golf outing. And that was back on Sunday, August the 4th, a 4-person scramble with 40 teams. It was a great day of community and competition out at Pine Hill Golf Course. Thanks to them for hosting and to all the sponsors. And as I said, at halftime, you'll get a little bit more information about that great outing. So 3-0, Ursuline has the lead over Hartley, and the Hawks are about to get the football offensively for the first time in this game.
And that's an offense that put up 48 against Elyria Catholic, so a confident team coming in terms of scoring the ball and moving the ball, doing, of course, most of it on the ground, as Hartley tends to do.
So here's the kick, kind of a little chip shot that will bounce and be scooped up at the 4-yard line. And the Hawks going to get it back out to about the 20-yard line, it looks like, is where it's going to be. And that's where they will take a first down. Bryson Winbush, the return man for the Hawks.
Honestly, after watching the NFL preseason, it's just nice to see a real kickoff and a whole kickoff play again, isn't it? Man.
Yeah, landing zone. You know what? There's just too much for me now.
I don't know what I'm watching.
If I have to think, I'm no good.
Exactly. I feel like there's more to that, but we'll keep it there.
Yes, thank you very much. Matt Galick, the junior quarterback, is out to lead this Hawks offense. He had a great season as a sophomore last year. He's a guy that he'll manage the offense well, but he can put it in the air when he needs to. Put a man in motion, in fact, too much motion, and the Hawks are going to be guilty of a penalty right away here. They wanted to get it to Winbush coming around off the end. and into the backfield, but they made the pitch, and it's ruled that there was illegal procedure.
Well, not exactly what you're looking for. You're already inside your 20-yard line, and now 1st and 15, and you're a team that just likes to run the ball a lot, so kind of playing behind the sticks already on the first drive.
And speaking of running the ball, we'll watch for Robert Lathan Jr. He is a junior, and he was fantastic last season. And they will get him the ball as much as they can. Here he's got it right away, trying to pick his way through the left side. And Ursuline, obviously, they are going to key on him, and they're able to get to him and bring him down after a short game.
Yeah, he's one of the best running backs in Central Ohio for sure. Just a tough back to bring down. John Frangos getting the tackle there for Ursuline, but look for Lathan to get the ball early and often try to wear down this team. Again, it is hot out here, so I think both offenses would love to keep the offense on the field, wear down the defenses, make it even easier to score come second half.
Going to put Gaelic in the backfield here to take a shotgun snap. And he will set up Lathan right alongside of him. It is 2nd down and 11. And Winbush and Lathan bounce right off of each other, and Gaelic doing the good thing and reading that play and just getting back to the 20-yard line. He gets a little beyond the original line of scrimmage there, but it's a busted play. You're just looking for positive yardage. You got it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was obviously miscommunication there by Winbush and Lathan running into each other. Gaelic smart. Just take the ball, go forward, get positive yardage. Obviously keeps 3rd and long, but that's better than a turnover if you try to hand that ball off.
That is really miscommunication when you squarely hit right into your teammate. But, hey, you know what? It's week 2 of the season. These things are going to happen. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
You're not in a rhythm yet. You're coming out of camp. You're playing your 2nd game, and it takes time. No matter if you played together before or not, it takes some time. Play clock winding down to 5. The Hawks have got to hurry and get this snap, and they do. And they fake the handoff to Lathan. Gaelic is going to throw, and he misses his man, Winbush. It's incomplete. Winbush was out beyond the 1st down marker at the 32-yard line, couldn't bring it in, and so the Hawks will have to punt it away.
Yeah, unfortunate first 3 plays there, but again, it all started with the false start penalty, putting yourself behind the sticks, the miscommunication on 2nd down, forcing a 3rd down and long pass, and while he did a nice job rolling out and finding time, that's a tough throw on the run to Winbush as he's heading toward the sideline.
Yes, it is, and they couldn't get it completed, and so Ursuline is going to get the football back with a 3-0 lead here.
And just like last year, Gaelic is your punter as well, so you always have to be a little wary of the fake. I don't think it's going to happen right here, but I'm sure that's something that Ursuline has planned for. Just be prepared for those 4th down trickeries from the Hawks.
Now, it does give you options. As you said, maybe not right here, this early in the game and where you are on the field, and he will kick it. It's not a great kick, and it will angle out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. He was trying to step out to his right, and it looked like it may have gone off the side of his foot there. In fact, they're going to mark it at the 31-yard line of the Hartley Hawks, so this is great field position for the Irish.
Yeah, that's an 8-yard punt, and obviously not at all what the Hawks defense was hoping for, as they now have to try to slow down this Ursuline offense from getting into the end zone from about the 30-yard line.
Well, this Hartley defense is, in some ways is a work in progress here, Matt, because they had a couple of guys that suffered injuries and are not playing defense. Today, with the temperature that it is outside, when you look at the starters, not a lot of guys playing two-way, which is usually a staple of the Hartley Hawks. But with the heat today, you try to even it out a little bit. Plus, again, early in the year, you never know what you have if a guy's standing on the sideline.
Completely agree. You got to manage the minutes today, make sure everyone's hydrated and not letting the heat overcome them. But at the same time, it is so early in the year. Why not try some guys at some different positions so that come weeks 7 through 10, those CCL games are ready to go.
Farrell's got the ball, and he's going to find some running room. Just got away from Cook, and then decides to go down at the 30-yard line. Actually, that turns out to be a gain of 1 yard. That could have been much worse. So good job by Denham Cook to get into that backfield, slow him down just enough that it wasn't a big damaging play.
He's going to be a load to stop for that offensive line. But, yeah, great job by him. Even though he didn't make the tackle, he made that play so that Farrell only gets a 1 yard gain, because if not, he had room to run.
Bring a man into the backfield, and they hand it off. He avoids one tackle, trying to turn the corner, and does, and gets near that 1st down marker, and that is Marquez Patterson. And did he get to the 1st down marker, or did he not? Let's see where he went out of bounds. Just shy of it, about 1 yard shy.
Yeah, nice job by the Hawks. They strung it out, but just not enough. He had just enough room to get some yardage along the sideline there. Gives him 3rd and short here. Got to think it's going to be a Farrell.
And he hands it off. And they go right up the middle and break through all the way down to the 5 yard line once again. That is Joe Baylog. He's listed at 5'10", 181 pounds, but I'll tell you something. He comes through that line like a freight train.
I tell you what, if he's 5'10" and DC Farrell's 5'9", that isn't right. Because I tell you what, he looks like he's 6'2" the way he's running out there.
I agree.
Great job finding the gap, getting good yardage. First and goal now for the Irish.
Farrell taking that snap. He wants to run it. Looking for somewhere to go, and he gets a couple of yards there. He will not get to the end zone.
Yeah, nice job by the Hartley defense there. I mean, they know that Farrell's going to get the ball pretty much 80% of the time in terms of the runs, and just a nice job to stay in their lanes, not letting him find a gap there. It's going to be tough, obviously, keeping him out of the end zone, but doing everything they can here.
Wouldn't surprise me to see Baylock get it again, which he does. He goes powering, but there's a host of Hawks standing at the goal line to keep him out.
Well done. I mean, there's this quick offense as they're running. I mean, you only get about 10 seconds to really get set, and the Hawks doing a very nice job of standing up this offensive line, not letting them have any room here. But again, got to get it done now here at the 1 yard line.
They probably have to stop them 2 times to keep them out of the end zone. Farrell takes it. Baylock trying to pick his way through. This time he does. There's a flag at the end of the play.
Yeah, this one I think it might be on 78. I thought he had a bit of a cut block, but let's see what they call here.
Officiating crew talking it over. Not much celebration by the Irish. It's going to be a face mask penalty against the Hawks, so they can celebrate. They're into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, celebrate away.
Now ready to line up. And it looks as though they will, well, what are they going to do here? Go for 2?
I think it's that whole run them over to the right and kick it, maybe.
Farrell's out there to take the snap, which he does, and he shovels it over to the right, and walking into the end zone, Vinny Fecco untouched. And that's the 2-point conversion, and that puts the Irish up on the Hawks 11-0 with exactly 6 minutes remaining here in the first quarter.
That's a nice play call there. I mean, I'm sure it's something that Hartley may not have seen on tape yet because, again, it's only week 2, not so much that you can find yet if they just put that play in the playbook. So something to think about on the next time as the Hawks now have some work to do on defense. But, again, that was such a short field. It's going to be hard to keep the Irish out of this, off the scoreboard, whether it's 3 or a touchdown.
So we'll see if this offense can get something going here as they will get another opportunity to get the football. We want to tell you about some reunions that are coming up here at Bishop Hartley. There are 5 of them, as a matter of fact. 45th reunion for the class of 79. That's coming up September 6th and 7th. See, when you get to be that age, you have to have 2 days of it because you never know. I'm just kidding. Actually, the class of 84 is going to hold their 40th reunion on the same 2 days. So those are 2 of the 5 that are coming up. That 79 reunion going to be coming to Hawk Fest and the football game on Friday night. Saturday night they'll be at Flanagan's in Reynoldsburg, New Albany. Where they'll be on Sunday, who knows? Class of 84 will spend their Saturday at the Edison Brewing Company. Here's a onside kick attempt, and the ball is up, and it is recovered by the Irish. It got tipped by the Hawks, and it gets brought in. Good job there by Drake Campbell, the junior, on the kick coverage team. He makes a big play.
He sure does. I would love to see a replay of that, though, because I really thought it hit one of the feet of the Irish who was running in. It would have been tough, and probably would have to really slow down and get a good look at it. But and I think the Hawks were prepared for that, but that ball did take a great bounce, and then after that, it's a bit of a free-for-all. So, boy, another short field for the Irish offense. The defense that just got off the field in this heat, trying to slow them down, has to now come out here and try to make another stop. This is asking a lot, but if they can hold them to 3, at least you keep it to a 2-score game. Yeah,
absolutely. And as you said, though, that's going to be a tall task if they run this offensive series as they did their last. So let's see, DC Farrell, quarterback back on the field. And he's going to hand this off. Baylock, he's going nowhere this time. Good pursuit from behind. And then they finish it off up front. Vincent Mertz came off the edge, the big senior defensive lineman. He was the guy that got in there and started that.
Yeah, how good was that? I mean, right when Baylock got the ball, Mertz was already on him. He had absolutely nowhere to go. Big loss on first down, really giving this defense some life.
Lost about 4. Here's a ball that is thrown to the near sideline, and now there's a man wide open, and the pass is dropped in the end zone. Oh, my goodness. Devontae Taylor made the throw. A.J. Snyder had it right in his hands and couldn't hold on to it.
Oh, man, that is one of those trick plays you put in there. You get the right look, you want to do it, and that was it. Second and long. Hawks thinking maybe it's just going to be a quick screen pass and go. No, instead it's a wide receiver pass. Wide open, and oh, boy, A.J.'s going to be thinking about that one all night.
Well, that'll bring up 3rd down and 14. So this is a really important play for the Hawks. If you can keep them to little or no gain once again, well, that's one thing.
Yeah.
If they get half of this back, then they could go for it on 4th down.
Absolutely, and you got to think this is where Denham Cook, if he can get in that's a false start. That'll help right there. But if Denham Cook is the kind of guy that can get in the backfield, maybe if they decide to rush him or see if maybe Mertz can get back there, really make Farrell move his feet, making it an inconsistent throw, make it a tough one. That'd be nice. But this makes it even tougher here, 3rd and almost 20 yards.
Indeed it is, 3rd down and 19. Empty set, 5 receiver package here for the Irish. Farrell drops the snap and has to lay down at the 42-yard line. What a gift the Hawks were given on 2 plays during that series.
No kidding. I mean, 5 wide, that's a lot to cover. You don't know what they're going to do. Go short and try to get the yards, maybe go long. They don't have to worry about any of that. He drops the ball, and smartly Farrell just falls on it. Don't allow this to be a turnover. But it will probably have to be a punt now, and Hawks defense standing tall when they need to, because going down 3 scores here just in the first quarter would not be ideal.
So, indeed, the Irish are lined up to punt it away as we get a timeout on the field.
Looks like some kind of equipment issue that they're going to have to sub somebody off for. George Camuso looks like has to come off, and that's Carter Rudzik now coming in.
Bryson Winbush is back as the return man.
Get 2 teams here that use their quarterback as their punters.
Winbush going to let that ball go, and it bounces toward the end zone and into the end zone. So it'll be a touchback here for the Hawks, and they will get to go on offense again with 4:31 remaining here in the first quarter. Telling you about those reunions. If you'd like to join that class of 79 reunion, contact Linda Strapp with questions. If you're in the class of 84, you can contact the reunion committee at BHHS1984 reunion at Gmail. Class of 64 will have their 60th reunion September 14th. Contact Diana Morrow Dudzinski or Sandy Bradshaw for more information on that. And if you're in the class of 74, 50th reunion this year, October 4th and 5th. Contact Rick Boone, Mario Maciosi for more details on that. Here's the snap, and it's going to be not much of anything there for the Hawks.
Yeah, short gain for Jay Zhang. It's the Hawks offense. Only run 3 plays. Now that makes it number 4. Trying to get something going here. 1-yard gains aren't going to cut it. They need some bigger chunks. And whether it's a Lathan or one of the other guys, Winbush, Zhang, want to try to pop 5 or 6 yards just to get the offense moving.
And we got another flag. Looked like early movement. And that's exactly what it is. So gain 1, go back 5, not the formula the Hawks want to be playing with here.
Not at all. And again, it's early in the season, but you feel like in week 2, you feel a little bit better about your team being in sync, especially on offense when they put up 48 on Elyria Catholic last week. But the Hawks offense coming out a little jittery here on the home field against a very good Ursuline squad. Yeah, I know they're 0-1, but boy, they've been good for a long time. They ended the regular season last year 10-0, went all the way to the state semifinals just a year ago. And yeah, it's a new team, new personnel, but same still rich tradition.
Gaelic in the shotgun. And he hands it off on the counter play here to Lathan, and that was really well defended by Ursuline. They didn't bite on that.
Not at all, yeah. The counter play, yeah, not everyone went to the right side. Instead, they all waited, stayed in their lanes, and then really got to the ball quickly, had 3 or 4 guys on her to make a sure tackle. So, boy, 3rd and long here. We saw what happened last time. They tried to roll out pass, but this is such a long 11 or 12 yards to get. Don't think it'd be a bad idea to maybe try to do a halfback draw or something short and see if they can get the yards after the catch.
Well, as we talked about earlier here in the quarter, they're going to key on Lathan. There's no doubt about that. So he will be sent in motion. Galick drops back, gets a little pressure, throws it toward the near sideline, and that's off the hands of the intended receiver, Cook, and he is down. And looked like he had the wind knocked out of him for a second, but fortunately back up on his feet. It will be 4th down.
Yeah, it wasn't a terrible pass, a little high, and Cook gave it all the effort he could, one hand on the ball, but that's good defense as well by Ray Javi there, who's right on top of it. If Denham was going to make that catch, it was going to have to be a tough catch. So good job by Ursuline doing what they needed to do, put the Hawks in 3rd and long, and then force them to make a huge play to get that first down and keep the drive going. Couldn't get it done. But again, penalties really hampering the Hartley offense.
Galick's first punt in this game was 8 yards, went off the side of his foot. He's back to punt it again, and this time he gets a very similar punt away, and it is going to bounce out of bounds before it reaches the 30-yard line. They're going to place this one at the 28-yard line, 1st down and 10 for Ursuline.
Yeah, this is it's not a recipe for success for the Hartley defense right now to have to keep going on the field with short fields to defend against. This is tough, and again, not helping that the offense is going 3 and out, not giving them much time to rest on a steamy Friday night here. So let's see if the defense can stand tall again, but this is going to be tough having to do this each and every time.
Farrell's got it. He throws out to his right, and he's got his man who's going to get all the way down inside the 20-yard line. There's a penalty coming up as the ball carrier is going to get all the way down to about the 15-yard line. And again, it's just a very simple play. They get the ball, they swing it out to the right side, and pick up some good yardage.
Yeah, but they're going to bring this one back, and I thought so too. Jaquise Liaison there, the wide receiver on the outside who was blocking, was also holding, which helped spring Patterson for some good yardage there. So good call by the referee there. The line just seeing that hold, and we'll make it 1st and long.
Bring that ball back out to the 36-yard line. 1st down, and here's the handoff. And again, the Hawks have this one really figured out. Just a good job of staying in his lane. Malik Tufts on the tackle there as, once again, Joe Baylog couldn't find anywhere to go.
Yeah, good sure tackle, too. Don't let him get by you there because then he's got some room. But no, he runs right into Malik Tufts' grasp, and Malik wasn't letting him go any further than that. So nice job. Keep it to a nice long distance. Make them have to throw the ball to get this 1st down.
Fake the Baylog. Now here's a throw down the right side, and this is caught, and walking it right into the end zone is Ray Javy. The sophomore wide receiver was able to reach just in front of the defender there and make the catch and take it to the end zone.
Yeah, Nicholas Galick was on the coverage there, and he just got about 1 step behind him, and that was all he needed. A really nice throw by Farrell. Look at the touch on it. Nice arc on it. Make his guy run under the ball and go get it, and that's exactly what happened. Nice job by Ursuline. That was 2nd and 18, and they convert for the touchdown, and their offense is absolutely clicking right now. All the momentum in the world right now.
Yeah, and they picked up a 2-point conversion after their first touchdown. They are lined up to try another one here. Here's a snap. And Farrell starts to accelerate, and he gets to the goal line and in for the 2 points. And that will make it a 19-0 lead in favor of Ursuline.
Yeah, it's that same weird formation that they went with, and it's just pretty much trusting Farrell to do all the work, see if he can find a lane, and he found just enough of one to get the easy 2 yards and get across that goal line. So 19-0, obviously not the start Hartley wanted. That's obviously the negative. The positive is there's so much time left here. I mean, we're still in the 1st quarter. It's just a matter of can the offense get some flow, maybe give the defense time to rest. We've seen already the defense can stop Ursuline. They've done it twice. But it's a matter of giving them a chance to rest up. And,
yes.
Maybe get not, the ball inside the 30-yard line either.
Right. You got to start to get some 1st downs. And, yes, you've got to, if you're punting the ball, it's got to go further than it's gone. That has been a real weakness.
You have one more important reunion to talk about.
I have one more reunion to tell you about.
I know this one.
You know this one?
Yeah.
You want to hear you talk?
Well, it's a class 2004. It's Hartley's best ever class to graduate from this distinguished high school. October 11th and 12th, we're going to be at the Sweet Harmony Canal on Saturday. We'll meet up at the Hartley Bloom Carroll game on Friday. You want to contact Megan Icabodi Tran, you can contact me if you want, but I'm just going to tell you, talk to Megan. But for more information, we'd love to have you, though, October 11th and 12th, get that 20-year reunion for the class of 04.
Best class ever. Here's a kick, and it's taken at about the 15-yard line, and the Hawks are going to get this one just shy of the 25. They might mark it at the 25-yard line, but this will be their best field position to start with.
It will be, and kudos to Ursuline. They're doing just enough on the kickoff to get it down the field, and then great kick coverage every time so far. But again, let's see if the Hawks offense can get going. They've tried something inside. The passing game has been just a little bit off. We know they're prone, though, to get that big pop. Lathan can go for 50, 60, 70 yards. They can get one of those right now. That'll really get momentum back on their side.
And the question is, will they be patient enough to wait for that, or will they start to see if they can throw the ball a little bit?
Yeah.
Probably stay with the run game because that's really the staple of this program. But we'll see what happens here. If they're down 19-0, so a new wrinkle wouldn't be the end of the world, I suppose. Lathan's a deep man, and they hand it to the up man, who goes right through and is going to get up to the 30-yard line. So a good job there on the quick handoff for the Hawks this time.
Yeah, not bad. Jay Zhang, obviously one of the younger players, but also at the same time, he's a seasoned player. So good to see him get the ball there, do what he had to do there, the junior tailback, push the pile forward, get 5-6 yards. I think here's the best second down and distance they've had so far in the game.
Well, they want to respond right now. They haven't been able to respond so far in this game. Winbush goes in motion. Hand it off to Lathan. And picks his way through for a couple. Still going to be about a yard and a half shy of the first down marker here.
Absolutely. And you said how much the Ursuline defense can be really keying in on him. He gets the ball. They're going to swarm to the ball to make sure they get sure tackles, and they're doing that so far. Still picks a way to get 3 yards there. And, you know, this is one of those times where if you're Brad Birchfield, this Hartley coaching staff, you're telling them, we got to get this yard. Got to get this yard. And if not, you're probably going on a fourth down just to send a message.
I was going to say the same thing. I think you almost have to. You have to have some positivity out of this offense right now. You're 1 yard away from that. Let's see if they can get this 1 yard that they need. Pitch it to Lathan. He avoids a tackle in the backfield, and he's able to stagger his way over the 35. He's got the job done. Yeah,
there really wasn't much there at all. Nice job by him. Just kept the feet moving, kept the vision upfield, and thanks to Jay Zhang, just found just enough on that right side of his block to skip by that 35-yard line to get the first down.
Did a nice job of hanging on to the football there, too, because it got out away from the body, but he still had a good grip on it. So a first down for the Hawks. Down to 25 seconds remaining in the quarter. We'll have to snap it one more time. Play clock is just under the game clock, and they hand it off to Winbush. He wants to get to the outside, and he does. There he goes, up the right side, first down, inside the 40, 35, 30, down inside the 20. Bryson Winbush to the end zone. And 2 flags are lying back at the 47-yard line of the Hawks.
Yeah, it's funny because I think this flag is the correct call in terms of a hold for the Hawks, and I don't think either one of them was necessary. It seemed like Winbush had already gotten around the corner and couldn't see the number of the Hartley player that held the Ursuline player, but yeah, it was a bit of a takedown, and again, I think Winbush would have been fast enough to get well around him, but I will say even with the penalty, that's a positive play for Hartley, just to know that they have that capability to get around the corner. Winbush with his speed can get that kind of yardage. This offense can be a big play offense if they hit their blocks and do everything right. Obviously, the hold kind of dampens the enthusiasm there, but I do think that's a positive play. You see it's still 1st and 10 because that's how far down the field that was. He had 10 yards before that hold even came into play.
Which goes back more to what you were talking about. Was it necessary? Probably not.
Probably not. He had the first down, and he was going to do the rest himself.
So the Hawks will line up. There's just under 8 seconds left here in the quarter. Here's a handoff to Lathan, and he's going to go right side. Pushes forward for a gain of about 2, and that'll be the last play of the first quarter. So Ursuline had no problem with their offense. They got the ball in great field position a couple of times. They capitalized on their opportunities, and so they have themselves a 19-0 lead here at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, not the best quarter for the Hawks, but again, a lot of game left, chance for them to really cut into this lead before the halftime.
All right, so 1 quarter in the books. We've got more coming up from here at Jack Ryan Field, the home of the Hartley Hawks, as they trail Ursuline 19-0.
Attention all caregivers. Sign up now to receive your free tickets to the 5th annual Caring for the Caregiver Expo, Saturday, November 2nd from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Boathouse, 679 West Spring Street. Presented by Franklin County's Office on Aging, the 5th annual Caring for the Caregiver Expo is a free event for caregivers with services that include massages, reflexology, manicures, yoga, aerobics and line dancing, free lunch and learn, exhibitors, vendors, prizes, and so much more. Go to caringforthecaregiverexpo.com to register. Pampering services are first come, first served. Lunch provided while supplies last. This is a Spencer for Hire Media 18 and over event.
Hartley offense on the field here. They're down 19-0, but they're looking at a 2nd down and 7 from their own 40-yard line. Hawks able to get some first down yardage here and got their first 2 first downs of the game on this drive alone. Matt Galick, the junior quarterback, ready to get this offense going once again. Robert Latham Jr. takes the ball, trying to find some running room. Boy, does he ever. And a great job to lay forward to the 45-yard line. Great individual effort for the final 2 yards.
Absolutely, yeah. And good job by the offensive line on the right side. They found a way to give him that first 3 yards pretty untouched, and then he dragged the defender for a couple more. Yeah, really good pull block there. Number 55 of the Hawks, Zach Parker, nice job there. So the Hawks, again, leaving themselves 3rd and short, a chance now to get 2 plays, get these 2 yards, keep this drive going again. I don't think they would mind a nice grinded out drive here. You don't think they care if it takes 6 minutes to get a score. They just need points on the board.
No, and again, when they're playing their best football, that's what they do. It's possession, and it's finding ways to get first downs. Here's a pitch, and Latham bounces off the pile, tries to get to the outside, and he cannot turn the corner. You got to give Ursuline a lot of credit there on the outside edge, the way they were able to make the play. Amir Brown was the guy that finished it.
Yeah, I mean, Latham sees nothing on the right side. Don't blame him for cutting it back to the left side. You think he's going to be able to get around the corner there, but watch Amir Brown out of nowhere. Just string it out, string it out, string it out. Nice job making the tackle. Also, shout out to Jaquise Liaison. He also does a nice job of making sure Latham can't get by that first down yardage.
So that's going to leave a 4th down and 1.
And Latham is off the field here, so if the Hawks are going to get this, they're going to have to do this with one of their other guys, and that it's a good, talented group there. You got a lot of guys that can get that, whether it's Aaron Shumay, Bryson Winbush, or even Galick maybe gets a run for this yard.
Galick fakes a pitch, and he's going to take it himself. That's a good heads-up play by the quarterback as he gets out to the 49-yard line, first down.
Yeah, really nice shot by him. He obviously had that pitch, but on a 1 yard to go play, I hate the pitch play if you don't have to, because then you're having to get 4 or 5 yards. So nice job faking it, seeing enough to get the first down yardage and keep this drive going.
Just that look was enough to freeze the defense.
Absolutely.
And open that hole.
Yep, exactly. When you only need a yard, you don't have to do too much. Just do what you need to do to keep the drive moving.
Yeah, when you only need a yard, you really don't want to put the ball in the air because you never know, right?
Absolutely, yep.
So it is now first down and 10. Offset I formation as Latham is back in the game. Galick from under center hands it to the first man through. And again, now this is Hartley football right here.
Exactly.
You take 3 or 4 at a time, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. So nice job.
Yeah, Jay Zhang, the up back. He's good for probably 2 or 3 yards each and every time because it's just so hard to get as a defense the hands on him that quickly and tackle him. But there he gets about 4 or 5. And again, if you're Hartley, you'll take that all day.
And this is where you make it tougher on the defense, because once you establish that it's not just Latham that can run the football, now that defense can't key on one man. Now they're a little bit off balance, and that's when you can really get some opportunities and get some bigger chunks of yardage.
Absolutely. We've seen Winbush. Now we have Shumate in the game right now, and here he goes, and he's got speed.
And he gets tripped up right at about the 45-yard line, but again, propels himself forward.
And I like watching Aaron Shumate play football. I mean, he is just so quick when he gets it. He's 5'10", 190. I think 5'10" is being generous. But, boy, you give him a block, and if he could have broken that tackle, look out.
The thing I love about that run, and we just saw it in that replay there, he's just looking upfield the whole time. He's not worried about who's coming after him or what's going on over here.
Yeah.
The eyes are toward the end zone, and how am I going to get there?
Yeah, never thought about cutback lane or anything. He said, I know where I want to go, and I'm going to get as much as I can out of it.
He's back in there again as the tailback on 3rd down and 2. And they hand it off to Zhang, and he's got himself the first down.
Yep, there you go, right there. Watch the play clock tick down under 5. See what the defense is going to do. He sees that that's the best play. Hand off to Jay Zhang and let him get the yardage.
And as you said, just a quick hitter.
Yep.
Zhang's done a lot of work here in these last couple of plays. They're getting that first down. He did a lot of work toward it.
Again, they're doing all this with Robert Lathan on the sideline here. I can see him. He's standing up. He's just getting his, looks like a little tape job on his hand there. Looks like he'll be getting in pretty soon here. So it's nothing long-term, it seems, but it's nice to see that the Hawks can move the ball without their stud running back in there.
Winbush goes in motion. Shoemate, oh, he got hit. He shakes off the tackle, and he's still able to pick up 3 yards. That's a great job. That was a solid hit right there at the line of scrimmage.
He's not a big kid, so for him to get 3 yards out of what should have been a 2-yard loss, kudos to him. That was quite the stick, I thought, laid on him by the Ursuline defense, and bounces right off of it, moves forward, keeps it from being, you know, second and crazy long. Instead, it's second and manageable, 2nd and 7 here.
What I like the most about him is the way he walks around after it's over. Like,
nice try.
Ain't nothing but a thing, right?
A little swagger didn't hurt anybody.
Second down play coming up. They got Shoemate in the slot this time. Play clock down under 10. Gaelic will bring a man in motion, and he's going to hand it off. Winbush wants to come around the near side. He gets caught from behind, and he is going to be wrestled out of bounds. A.J. Snyder on the tackle and a late flag.
That might be for the takedown on the tackle. It was a bit of a throwdown there at the end, and probably wasn't necessary, but a nice job by Winbush. There wasn't much room here on the near side. He found a way to get enough yardage, and the tackle actually threw him another yard forward. But that tackle, like I said, might have been a little bit flagrant.
Yes, it's a personal foul call, 15-yard penalty on Ursuline. And that play, I mean, that's a Hartley Hawks play right there. That jet sweep, they love to get. When you get a guy like Bryson Winbush, and there have been many guys here prior to that, same kind of talent, good speed, get him running from that receiver position, hand it off and let him go.
And I like that, you know, you kind of mix it up. Sometimes you think, oh, you can only do jet sweeps from the wide side in high school football. No, sometimes the near side, when defense isn't expecting it, is the right time to do it. He had good blocking on the outside there. It was going to be a 3 or 4 yard gain. Instead, it turns into even more than that because of the penalty.
Sometimes they come near side, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? And then all of a sudden, they got 10. You never know.
Yep.
Zhang's a lone setback. They got Winbush in motion once again. Fake the handoff. Gaelic rolling. He's got backside pressure. Throws to the end zone. He's got a man, and that ball is incomplete. Cook feels as though he came down with it in bounds. The officials on the play seem to think otherwise. There is a conversation going on in the back of the end zone. Will one official overrule the other one? That's the question.
And even then, there's a flag on the play back near it. So
they do overrule it and change it to a touchdown.
Now let's see what the flag on the play is. And man, the head referee's already signaled it's a hold on Hartley. So all for naught.
That'll be 12 points off the board.
Yeah. That is that's tough to see right there. But I'll tell you what, I love the play call. I love the throw. I love the catch. I thought he was inbounds too. I thought he at least got 1 foot in there, and he did after they talked about it. But obviously the hold call brings it back. What that does, though, it puts it in Ursuline's head that that's a possibility, though, right? That throw over the top to Denham Cook is something they need to be worried about. So, yes, it just makes it 1st and 20 here, but they've got 4 downs to get this yardage here.
I understand psychological football, but that's 2 times you've been in the end zone and it's come back out because of a penalty. So at some point,
yes,
you got to get out of the head and into the end zone.
That is very true.
So
that is.
But you are right in everything you said. No doubt.
That is 2 touchdowns that have been taken back because of that.
On the same drive.
Yeah, same drive.
There's a handoff to Winbush again, looking for blockers. Oh, he's got some on the near side, and that'll get him down inside the 20-yard line. He'll put it down to the 19. Is he still going? I think so. Yeah, put it at the 17-yard line.
I mean, you know, there are 11 guys for the Hartley offense on the field, and I think 9 of them were blocking for him. I mean, look at this convoy he had in front of him and just kept following them on. And then Ursuline doing their best to bring him down, but Bryson just kept the feet moving. Look at Zach Parker pushing the pile forward. And then here comes another. I love it. That's good team football right there. And boy, what 1st and 20, now 2nd and 8?
Yeah.
Quality job.
Jake Beatty was in there on the push at the end of that, too. Everybody was by the time it was all over.
And again, it's that near side run. Again, you don't think that's going to get you a lot of yardage, but there you go. You get all the blockers on one side. Who cares what field you have as long as you keep pushing forward.
You have to snap this one pretty quickly, and they do. With 2 on the play clock, Gaelic wants to run it up the middle, and they're going to push that pile again as they get it down inside the 15 to about the 14, perhaps 13-yard line.
I got to be honest, I'm really impressed with this drive because we haven't said Robert Lathan's name once after he came out in terms of getting the ball and moving the ball forward. They found a way to do it in other ways. Gaelic there, he's a big kid. He can move the pile as well. And now you got 3rd and short. You know it's 2-down territory here, so you know, do what you do here. Up back maybe with Zhang. Maybe you get late to the carry here. Just whatever it is, the offensive line get some good blocks, and you should get the first down.
Yeah, Lathan back in there, lined up that tailback position. He's the deep man in the offset eye. They pitch it to him, and he accelerates, turns the corner. Great job to put the brakes on and stay in bounds. That'll get him down to about the 5.
This has been a methodical drive, and this is exactly what the Hawks needed, right? They needed a drive to just keep that Ursuline defense on the field, keep their defense off the field, and just grind it out. And I think it's starting to wear on Ursuline now. They've gone to that right side how many times now, Hartley? 3, 4, 5 times, and it's working now. Lathan, nice patience, getting the first down yardage, first and goal. Beautiful job by this Hartley offense.
Well, to go back to your psychological football, they've done it with Winbush enough times. At that time, they just ran him as the decoy and let him go as a blocker for Lathan. So here we go, first and goal from the 4-yard line. They hand it off to Zhang, and he got caught almost immediately. So, you know, that quick hitter happens enough times, and you finally kind of sniff it out. Looked like Bryce Crawford was able to get in there and make the tackle.
Yeah, Zhang had the ball, and Crawford already had his ankle and just would not let go. Nice job by him, making sure he couldn't get any further up the field. But again, if you're Hartley, that's the kind of play call you want to do, right? Just let Zhang get the ball, see if he can wiggle his way into the end zone. Still have 3 more plays here, and they've really eaten up, 8 minutes so far of this second quarter clock. Ursuline may not get the ball back at this rate. It's fantastic.
Second down goal. They put Zhang in motion. Hand it to Lathan. He's going to try the middle, and he finds his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, that's Hartley football. That's what they want to do with the ball every time on offense. Grind it out. If they can not even have to pass the ball and just run it down your throat, they'll do that. Lathan capping off a fantastic drive. That was a 75-yard drive. I lost count of how many plays because it just kept going and going and going. But a nice job, and they got contribution from just about everybody on that offense. And I mean the offensive line, too, because they did a lot of the hard work in that drive. So great job by the Hawks. Good response when you're down 19-0 to get points.
We'll bring on the senior kicker, Malcolm Gillies. Trying to get him the extra point here. The officials called a timeout. So Gaelic is the holder for Gillies.
I think Hawks had a 1 too many in there, and yeah, here we go. Now we got 11.
Yeah, there was the head count. Somebody had to go. So back over to the sidelines. Ezra Kahasi. Oh, bad snap. Gillies does get the kick away, though, and he puts it through. I'll tell you, Gaelic did a great job of being able to recover from the bad snap and get that ball set.
That ball was behind his back, and he found a way to still get it down and get that kick. Quality job by Gaelic and Gillies. That's tough. Normally that time he throws you off, and he found a way to get it done.
Yeah, he did. So the Hawks are on the board. They trail 19-7. Let's tell you a little bit about Hawkfest. It is coming up on Friday, September 6th. That's 1 week from tonight. It'll be from 4 to 6:30 on the north side of the campus. It's homecoming week celebration. All families, students, and siblings are welcome to come out and join us. There'll be games, food trucks, and dunk tank with teachers and administrators in that dunk tank. The football game will start at 7 o'clock against Bloom Carroll. Again, that's next week, Friday, September the 6th. You're not in the dunk tank?
I'm not in the dunk tank, but I tell you what, if it's this temperature next week, I'll think about it. I wouldn't be too mad about it. It's muggy out here.
It is. It is.
We are lucky the sun went away, but it is still muggy. And I'm thrilled to say that we haven't had, and let me knock on wood, you know, the typical early week games we get, the multiple cramping delays in it, that we get. So hopefully avoid those, and all these student athletes found a way to hydrate throughout the week to avoid that.
Well, Gillies is ready to kick the ball away from the 40-yard line. And let's see what the Hawks defense can do now, because they are well rested.
Yeah, this would be a great chance for them to get a big-time stop and see if their offense can get back on the field and grab a little more points.
Squib kick toward the near sideline. That will go out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
And even then, you know, obviously you don't want that ball to go out of bounds, give them decent field position, but it's still a lot worse field position than they've had.
Yes, yes it is. They've been set up inside the Hartley end of the field from the 30-yard line. Of course, the Hawks, they like to go with that squib kick a lot.
Yeah, because, you know, every now and then get a chance to get down the field and grab it.
I think they're going to make them re-kick it.
Yeah, looks like they are. And again, I still don't think Hartley minds this. I mean, I think if they leave him the ball at the, you know, Ursuline 35 or 40, it's not the worst thing in the world. I think they're more worried about just getting their defense on the field and just getting a 3 and out.
Jaquise Liaison is the deep man for the Irish. See if Gillies uncorks one here or if he just tries to get it to one of those up men once again. Kicking from the 35-yard line after the penalty. Oh, squib it again. Bouncing ball. That's going to be taken to the 38. We'll get up to the 50-yard line and down to the 48-yard line of the Hawks. And that's where this drive is going to begin for the Irish. Good job on the run back there by Kevin Beaudry.
All right, well, you have a rested defense. I know some of these guys obviously did play offense, so they're not completely rested. But the way Hartley plays offense, that nice, using all 40 seconds of that play clock, it's not that breakneck pace. So the defense should have had time to rest the guys that are going both ways, like Denham Cook. I see Jay Zhang out there. They should be rested enough here to be able to make the play. It just comes down to what this Ursuline offense can do. They kind of stymied in a couple of their drives.
Send a man into the backfield and hand him the football. Trying to go around the right side and not getting much. I think he just leaned forward. That's Marquez Patterson.
Yeah, there was nothing there. Nice job by first Denham Cook stringing it out, and then a couple other guys as well. Shout out to Malik Tufts. He was out there making sure that play wasn't going to go very far. Nice job by this Hartley defense on the first down play, not letting them get anything.
It's time they look to throw. Farrell, he's got time, and he guns it. And he's got a man who drops the football. Liaison, that is your classic case of looking to run before you have the ball secured.
You see him. The ball was on the right side, and his head was looking left already up the field. And he had some room to run there. He was fairly wide open, and, yeah, he's already looking up the field. And, yeah, that ball is on the ground. So, lucky there for Hartley. A little bit too much time for Farrell to throw there, and he found his guy.
Farrell's got it again. He guns it to the outside, and that ball is caught. And where is it going to be placed? It looks like just shy of the first down marker, and that is exactly right. Ray Javy on the reception.
Yeah, nice quick throw, nice route there by Javy, but at the same time, you'd like to get that first down yard. It is 4th and short here, though, so nice job by the Hawks making sure they force that 4th down. They call timeout here to save a little time.
Well, this would be huge if you could get the football back right here for the Hawks after they just kept it for so long and burned up all that time and they got into the end zone. You get the ball now, you can have whatever time's remaining to try to get another score before the first half comes to an end.
Absolutely, and you get to keep all the momentum going into halftime too, into that locker room. Ursuline right now, all they're thinking about is, boy, our offense was clicking and now we haven't been on the field in forever. You get them 4 and out here, you feel pretty good if you're the Hartley defense. Only down 2 scores, hopefully make it 1 score with a score as well at the end of the half. But all in all, this could be a big momentum swing in this game if they can find a way to stop them here.
So both teams huddling and discussing it. And again, quick passing game. I don't know if they're going to run the ball or they're going to pass the ball right here. But when they go with those quick hitters, that's where Ursuline's having success.
I was thinking the same thing. I mean, they've had a couple drops, obviously. But, yeah, when Farrell has time to throw, he has been pretty on the mark with the throws. And you can think, obviously, if he has a chance to throw, it also gives him a chance to obviously run and scramble for the first down as well. So maybe that's the play call. But obviously, they got a big boy in Balog who's found a way to, plunge his way for 2 or 3 yards as well. So they've got different weapons. Just see what the Hartley defense do. Got to play your lane. Don't get too caught up in any of the motion, things like that. Find a way to get this 4th down stop.
Now, I like what you just said there, though, about D.C. Farrell, because he can throw it, but he is such a weapon to run as well. So that's a guy that you kind of have to key on. You got to spy on the quarterback in a play like this because
Absolutely.
They only need 2.5 yards.
And that means not going too far upfield if the snap gets to him. Don't go too far upfield because then that leaves too much room for him to race for these 2 yards.
Farrell with a hard snap count, trying to draw the defense offside. Now that's the first plan. Okay, that one doesn't work, so you're not going to get the free yardage for the first down. Now you got to work for it.
I'm sure Hartley talked about that in the huddle there during the timeout. Do not jump offside here.
And Farrell does want to run it, and he is going to be caught. Did he lean it forward enough? No, he's not going to get there. He's back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
Well, what a play call by defensive coordinator Chris Sawyer. I'm sure his play call here would bring the house. He brought 7 guys. Look at the guys in the backfield. Malik Tufts missing them. Jay Zhang missing them, but not the 3rd guy. And what a job by the Hawks. Farrell knew immediately, I'm not going to have time to throw this ball. I'm going to have to run, but he had to get by 2 or 3 or 4 Hartley Hawks first to get that first down and did not make it. So great play call, calling the blitz, and now a chance for the Hartley offense to get some points before the half.
And to get those points before the half, they have 3 minutes and 16 seconds. So they are not going to be able to drive it precisely like they did on the last drive, although they do have the 3 timeouts. But or they do have the 2 timeouts, I'm sorry. But in any event, might have to move it a little bit more quickly.
Absolutely, yeah. I think, the first couple plays you can go at your methodical pace, but by about 3rd down, you're going to need to move it a little bit faster. And,
now they have to burn a timeout.
Yeah, that's not ideal, obviously. But again, I always say in high school football, with the clock stopping after every first down, that 3:16 can feel like 4:16.
Right.
It does tend to be a little bit slower than you think.
Well, and Bryson Winbush was not on the right side. He thought he was to be on the left, and he started to go to the right. Gaelic said, no, you're back over on the left. And that's a guy that could be very important here, because when we're talking about wanting to get, you're going to have to move it faster. This is a guy that's already done a jet sweep to the outside and gotten all the way to the end zone, so he can do that. So if that guy's not lined up in the right position, call your timeout, burn it, because you need to have that play right.
It's too important of a play at this point of the game to get that wrong. What do you have here? He's on the wrong side. You end up with a 5-yard loss, and it completely ruins the drive. I like calling the timeout. Let's get the play call right. Find a way to get positive yardage. And again, with this offense, with these players, one of these plays can pop for a long gain. I think Ursuline knows that. Hartley obviously knows that. So let's get it right. Let's get the blocking right. And let's see if we get a big gain on first down or somewhere on this drive to get the score.
So here we go. First down and 10 for the Hawks. Let's see what Gaelic can do here under a tight time frame. A lot of yards to get. But confidence is one thing that he and his offensive teammates have after the big touchdown drive to get on the board last time they had the football. Winbush comes in motion. They hand it off. No, Gaelic keeps it, and he runs, and he throws this ball out of play. And that's the right play there. He didn't have anything, so he just took the loss down there by throwing it away and only used a couple of seconds.
And nothing wrong with that at all. Great coverage there by Tyron Davis of Ursuline. He was all over Winbush. That was definitely where they were looking to go with the ball. Hartley also had Marcus Hemphill, a 6'4" wide receiver, going downfield, but he was covered. So 2 options, both covered. Good job. Get rid of that ball. Keep it 2nd down and 10. Live to fight another day.
They bring the receivers from the right side, tighter up against the line here. Going to put Zhang in motion, pitch it to Lathan. He wants to turn a corner. Zhang able to get a block, and that'll get Robert inside there, or beyond rather, the 45-yard line up to the 47-yard line. And he gets out of bounds, and that stops the clock.
Thought the same thing. Getting out of bounds, too. Real smart play there. Nice job by Zhang, giving him just enough of a block there, right there. Boom. And then nice way to tiptoe for another 3 or 4 yards, avoiding that tackle. And Lathan makes this very, very much 3rd and manageable. And this is where, again, we've seen the Hawks go to the right side a lot. I know it's the near side. There's not a lot of room to operate if you're coming toward the camera here. But at the same time, that is where they seem to be getting the bigger gains. The left side, they haven't done much of it, and maybe that's for a reason. Ursuline, I'm sure, starting to scout that now. Maybe they see something here where they think, all right, maybe we can't pitch it to the left side. But for now, the right side has been where all the money's been made.
Hand it off again, and Lathan lays forward, and he's got himself the first down. He got that ball out to the 50-yard line.
And that's that typical Robert Lathan effort that you need right there, right? There's not much room in the middle there. Yeah, the Hawks blocked that decently enough, but Ursuline also played it well, and he just finds just enough of a gap on the left side there, reaches it out, gets a first down, and the Hawks offense stays on the field, keeps running this clock down. Again, even if the Hawks don't score here, they do get the ball to start the second half. You just don't want to give Ursuline the ball one more time if you can help it.
And off to Winbush. He has to give some ground. Now he'll try to turn the corner and get some ground. And he does, and he gets out of bounds.
And that one kind of looked like a mess in the backfield, I got to be honest. You kind of had Randall Peel and Zach Parker about 4 or 5 yards back trying to make blocks and not get the hold. And it worked out nicely that Bryson Winbush has enough speed to find a way around that. Probably was 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage and ran about 20 yards to get 5. But you know what? You'll take it if it means positive yardage.
2nd down and 5. Positive yardage and out of bounds. Tell you what, these runners have done a great job to find the sideline and get every yard they can before going out of bounds.
Yeah, they've made a decent amount of yardage here in this drive, and they've only used about 45 seconds of clock.
Galick wants to throw, and he does. Near sideline, but out of the reach of Bryson Winbush. That's one where if he completes it, he's just about at the first down marker. You get the first down, you go out of bounds. Now, either way, it's going to stop the clock, but you would move the chains again.
Absolutely, yeah. And Galick, I know he wants that one because Winbush definitely had a step or two on his defender. Yeah, again, he's running, and that's a tough running throw, but that's what I'm sure they've practiced many times, and he's made that throw. So, one to keep in the playbook for later in the game, possibly. Just hopefully with the better throw, complete that and get it for positive yardage. But again, that's a throw you can call that play, I should say, because it is 2nd and 5. You have options there where you can run or throw and feel confident with either one that you're going to get yardage.
Yeah, right now you're looking at getting the first down. You need 5 yards to do that. You can go back to the run game right here if you want to, and they do. And Lathan, he is caught, and he drops the football. It is recovered by the Irish. Oh, finding that ball was Vinny Fecco as it was lying right there, and a big turnover for the Hawks as they were driving late in the first half.
Yeah, first turnover of the game, and this is the big one because, again, the Hawks were absolutely driving. Got to put that ball away, and good job by the defender there. That was A.J. Snyder, who ripped the ball out of Lathan's hand, but boy, you really want to wrap that one up. Even if you take the 2-yard loss, take the loss. You're probably going to go for it on 4th down, give yourself some options to get that first down, but the turnover is brutal because with 2:23 left, Ursuline now has a chance to get points on the board for the half.
Yes, they do, and they're going to take that opportunity with a throw to the 45-yard line. This ball is caught, and that was a nice catch just to get the hands underneath it there by Ray Javy.
Yeah, he's definitely been the go-to tonight. It was Devontae Taylor in the first game, but Ray Javy has been the man that has been his #1 target for Farrell.
He wants to run, and he runs into a wall. He's going to get a gain of 1.
Been very impressed with the Hartley defense and containing Farrell on these quarterback draws and scrambles. He has not found much room at all after running all over Walsh Jesuit a week before.
Ursuline has all of their timeouts remaining. They hand it off, and there's some running room, and this is going to be good for a first down. And coming up the field inside the 30-yard line and now down to about the 24-yard line is Balog. And so the Irish get a big chunk of yardage right there, and they keep their chances to get into the end zone alive.
And that's all by Balog right there. That play was designed to go to the right. He cuts back to the left, and there's nothing but running room. He finds a way to get a big gain, keep this drive moving.
Here's plenty of time here with options for the quarterback who's going to keep it. He's going to get the first down and then run out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. DC Farrell, you see the veteran in him right there, just the way he holds it. He could pitch that ball. Nope, don't need to do that. Now take him as a blocker and get the first.
Yeah, I don't envy Jay Zhang there. He's got to try to play 2 guys at the same time, the quarterback on the run or the receiver on the throw. And obviously Farrell's smart enough to know this time I'm just going to run. I can outrun Zhang and get to the first down mark and get out of bounds and save some clock as well. So nice job by Ursuline. They found a way to move this ball quickly with the time they had left, and now they're in scoring position for sure.
Yeah, to their credit, as soon as they came out onto the field, Farrell, he jumped right in there and he was ready to go with it. He knew he was going to use quick strikes to get down the field, and they've been able to do just that. So they do take their first time out, and they want to make sure that they have it set up because they want the touchdown. They want the 6, 7, 8 points, whatever it is, that they have the opportunity to get here before the end of the half.
Yeah, and remember, they've only had the ball 1 time in this whole quarter. They went 4 and out. But the offense, I'm sure, is just absolutely champing at the bit, trying to get some momentum going before the half. Well, they're doing just that. But now, just like with the Hawks, avoid that ugly turnover here. You should have at least 3 points in the bag here with a good field goal kicker. But obviously, you want to punch it in for 7 and extend this lead out to a 3-score game if possible.
If I can be like right here, then I'll get the touchdown.
So long talk going on both sides of the football here. Both teams huddled up. The Hawks, their goal is, if they're going to give up any points here, they want it to be no more than 3.
Yeah, obviously 3-point game keeps you at a 2-score game. And they've done it before. We saw them do it in the first quarter. Ursuline got in deep, and the Hartley defense really stood them up on both the run and passing plays. So, I mean, this is a tough defense, tough offense to stop, I should say. They're always wide. There's a lot of one-on-one coverage. It really puts the onus on the linebackers and the defensive linemen to make sure tackles against a quarterback that is speedy and shifty. And then Baylock, who has obviously shown that he can make some moves and get outside and really push the pile. So tough offense to stop, but the Hawks have shown they can do it.
Farrell hands it off. Baylock trying in the middle, finding a little bit of room there, and then he's stacked up and brought down and pick up about 3 on the play.
Yeah, but that's a good job by the Hawks. It forces Ursuline to get back to the line, use up some clock here. It wasn't a big gain. And Ursuline, again, they have all their timeouts, and they're just not using it yet. I think they understand they don't want to give the Hawks any time just in case anything crazy happens here.
Well, they take a long time deciding exactly how they're going to run this play, but they have so much time on the play clock. They have the opportunity, but they are going to take a timeout, their second. As you were talking about, you want to not leave time on the clock for Hartley to have anything, and that's one part of it. The other part of it is this is a game 2 of the season. You get later in the season, you get into the playoffs, these are situations that you're going to get in. You're going to want to do the exact same thing. So why not, even though you have those timeouts, if you don't have to use them, let's practice that mindset right now.
Absolutely, yeah. You got a good quality opponent that you're going to face a team just like this in the playoffs. Like you said, it is only week 2, but both these teams obviously making the postseason, expecting to make some decent postseason runs. Why not put your quarterback, who is a senior, but it's first time as a starter, in this situation, see what he can do, put this whole team through this situation on the road, find a way to punch this in, but also do this in a way where time management is a priority as well. So far so good. I mean, we're under a minute here, but again, in high school football, with one more first down, the clock will stop again. 2 timeouts. They still have plenty of time to do whatever they want in the playbook.
Second down and 8 from the 12-yard line. Hartley defense come up with some big stops. They were back on their heels early in this game. Came up with a big stop. Stopped Ursuline on a 4th down play. Got the offense the ball. The offense got points on the board. Offense here late in this second quarter coughed up the ball. That's what set up this Irish opportunity.
Having a bit of a hold up here as we reset the clock. I think a few seconds rolled off. And yeah, they reset it from 53.5 to 55 seconds. And now we're good to go.
DC Farrell ready to take that snap, which he does. Hands it off. Baylock knocked off balance. He's down to the 9-yard line. Again, still a couple of yards shy of the first down marker.
Yeah, I honestly thought when he got this ball, there's going to be a lot more running room. It seemed like there was, but a nice job by the Hawks getting to the ball.
And here's a throw right down to the 2-yard line. And this is going to be good for a first down.
It sure is. And I tell you what, credit to Farrell. He's putting the ball only where his guy can catch it, right? It's going to be, yeah, it's not a ball that he's going to be able to catch and run, but look, boom, right at the bottom. He's got to go down and get it. Defender can't even get there quick enough to knock it down, first down, and they keep the drive moving.
Now they're knocking on the door here as Farrell tries to get to the goal line. Couldn't do it. Looked like he might hand it off. He ended up keeping it himself. And now we'll get a timeout taken by Ursuline, their final timeout with 19 seconds left.
Yeah, not surprised at all that he decides to keep that. Farrell's on a roll right now. He thinks, let me just go get these 2 yards. He doesn't get it, but again, when you have 2 more downs before 4th down and 19 seconds, 1 timeout to go, don't blame him one bit for trying to get it all by himself there. I mean, Ursuline really knocking on the door. We have seen the Hawks do a nice job of standing them up here on the goal line a few times. Obviously, the one time they did finally give up a touchdown on about 3rd or 4th down, but you got to think they're going to run the ball here. Feel free to load up the box and just see if you can get that tackle that you need on Baylog or Fail. They throw the ball here, you almost want to tip your cap to them and say, hey, take your chances, but I got to think this is going to be a run play for sure.
Well, again, right down on the doorstep here and a 19-7 lead. Tell you again about Hawkfest coming up next week, 4 to 6:30. Family-friendly tailgate before the homecoming game. Alumni and friends homecoming social in the TAC. The cornhole tournament. House cookie chill off, or yeah, I can't talk. House chili cook-off. Jeez, man.
Yeah.
I better get back in the swing of things.
Yeah, it's early for all of us.
Yeah. Here's a touchdown for Ursuline as they get the 2-yard run from DC Farrell.
Yeah, I was going to ask off that Hartley defense to find a way to stop them 3 plays from that kind of yardage with Farrell's talent and his quickness. He's really good at finding the gaps, and 2 yards is all he needs. And nice job of the O-line there. Look at them push hard against that Hartley defense, which I'm sure is a bit worn down at the end of a half. But now here's the question. We've seen this formation a couple times from Ursuline on these point after touchdowns, and both times Hartley seemed a little bit flummoxed on what to do. So now it looks like actually they're going to go back to a more normal formation and just kick this extra point. But the first two were fairly easy two-point conversions for Ursuline.
Frank Campbell is the kicker. There's 15.5 seconds remaining here in the first half. Hawks will get the ball to start the second half, by the way. And it's a fake, and they're going to run it to the end zone, and that's good for the touchdown again. It's Farrell, the quarterback, and the holder. That was a fake all the way.
Yeah, it sure looked like it. I mean, yeah, with a low snap, but at the same time, he was. Yeah, I don't think he ever really was trying to kick it. I don't know. Maybe he was, but even the way it was blocked, it looked like it was going to be a fake. So whatever it was, it's 2 points for Ursuline and a 20-point lead, likely heading into halftime, which is. Again, Hartley had a chance there at 19-7 with the ball to go get points, or at least just go down by 12 and have the ball at halftime. Now a bigger hill to climb. Still, again, plenty of time, but you know, with the way the Hartley offense likes to play, which is a methodical, grinded-out style, being down 20 makes it tougher to really come back. But again, it's all going to come down to the defense. Can they get stops? And right now, they're not getting them. Got to get them in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely have to get them in the second half. Bryson Winbush will go back to receive the kick. Doubtful that they'll get that kick back there to him.
Yeah.
With 15 seconds left, probably just squib it.
That would be the prudent play for sure, just to avoid any kind of huge play to happen at the end of the half here.
27-7 in favor of Ursuline. And they will squib kick it. Bouncing ball taken by the Hawks, and they immediately fall. That'll leave you 14.3 seconds. I don't know if they're going to run a play here and just kneel on the football. And again, they get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, I don't think it's definitely not worth putting the ball up in the air. I don't think it's doing anything crazy that couldn't, see it to be a pick six or anything. Maybe you just want to run the ball, jet sweep, see if something pops there. But beyond that, if I'm Hartley, I'm just thinking about getting back into the locker room, finding a way to get that defense to slow down this Ursuline offense, because Farrell definitely got into the rhythm there on that last drive. And then if you're the Hartley offense, is finding a way to get back in that rhythm, but maybe a little bit quicker.
Oh, here's a handoff. Shoemate to try the middle, and he'll get a couple of yards. And that'll be it for the first half of this game. So Ursuline, they do a lot of damage early in the first half, and then they capitalize on a Bishop Hartley fumble late in the half and turn that into more points. And that's why the Irish of Ursuline have a 27-7 lead over the Bishop Hartley Hawks here at halftime. So again, it's been there have been some very good things for the Bishop Hartley Hawks. There have been too many negative things for them in the first half. They got to go into that locker room, discuss it, and figure out the changes they have to make for the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the defense showed signs of life there a couple of times. They held up Ursuline, held them to a field goal a couple of times. They got a turnover on downs. At the same time, too many times missing tackles and a couple penalties on offense really hurt them. So that was the bigger issue with those first few offensive possessions for the Hawks. Penalties put them behind the stakes, couldn't get anything going. They did have one good offensive drive, but going to need a lot more of those in the second half.
Yeah, they had a huge offensive drive. They burned up a lot of time, and it's great to be able to do that. But the second half, if you're going to do it like that, you're going to take 2 quarters and get 2 touchdowns. That would give you 14. That's not going to give you enough. So, hey, look, they're going to go in and work on the game plan again. There is something to build on. There's no question. 27-7, Ursuline has the lead over Hartley here at the home opener at Bishop Hartley. And we'll come back with more right after this.
Attention all caregivers. Sign up now to receive your free tickets to the 5th annual Caring for the Caregiver Expo, Saturday, November 2nd from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Boathouse, 679 West Spring Street. Presented by Franklin County's Office on Aging, the 5th annual Caring for the Caregiver Expo is a free event for caregivers with services that include massages, reflexology, manicures, yoga, aerobics and line dancing, free lunch and learn, exhibitors, vendors, prizes, and so much more. Go to caringforthecaregiverexpo.com to register. Pampering services are first come, first served. Lunch provided while supplies last. This is a Spencer for Hire Media 18 and over event. Attention all caregivers. Sign up now to receive your free tickets to the 5th annual Caring for the Caregiver Expo, Saturday, November 2nd from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Boathouse, 679 West Spring Street. Presented by Franklin County's Office on Aging, the 5th annual Caring for the Caregiver Expo is a free event for caregivers with services that include massages, reflexology, manicures, yoga, aerobics and line dancing, free lunch and learn, exhibitors, vendors, prizes, and so much more. Go to caringforthecaregiverexpo.com to register. Pampering services are first come, first serve. Lunch provided while supplies last. This is a Spencer for Hire Media 18 and over event.
Welcome back to Jack Ryan Field here at Bishop Hartley. We're at the half, and Ursuline leads Hartley by the score of 27-7. I'm Bob McElligott. I'm joined by Christopher Kowalski, the principal here at Bishop Hartley. How many years is this as principal for you?
Year 4 for principal, year 17 at Hartley.
17 in year 4. Man, time flies.
Yes, it does.
Seems to me like yesterday you got that principal job.
No,
Here you are,
absolutely.
4 years into it.
And I got my oldest is a sophomore here. I'll have my youngest son here next year, so it's the years are climbing.
The years are climbing, but you're still getting some great things done here.
Oh, absolutely.
And for you, in all the different roles that you've had here, being the guy that is, quote unquote, in charge now, you're being the lead guy on all the projects and what goes on in the school. It must be a great feeling for you because you've had so much of things here.
Oh, absolutely. And, I grew up in Windsor, Pennsylvania, so kind of as an outsider to the Hartley community initially, I can't imagine my life without it right now. So yeah, I am so proud of our community, of the faculty and staff that I've worked with and now lead, after all these years, and most especially proud of our leadership side of things, and it is just an awesome way to stay in tune with the kids and the relationships there, to be able to relate to all of my teachers and staff about what they're going through on a daily basis, especially since education has changed over the last few years, right? Coming out of the pandemic and what we learned from that. So it gives me life. It gives me joy.
Yeah, I think you're right. It is a great way to stay grounded and connected, as you said. And, for me, the same reason I'm standing here talking to you, I think it's very important in life to remember where you came from.
Yes.
And, you can be doing what you do, but remember how it started.
Absolutely.
And for you, again, I'm standing here doing high school football. That's how it started for me. And you're back to teaching and coaching again.
No, absolutely. And what's been really special, I think, for me, in particular, is having a son here now too. Has just been not only beautiful for our relationship, but for all these years, I could tell parents, my gosh, we do transform lives. I tell you, they're prepared. All these kids come back. Well, now I can say even from even more firsthand experience, like this place does amazing things with our kids.
And as long as he doesn't get called to your office.
Exactly. No, I was going to say, we definitely have a lot of those kind of conversations of don't put dad into that situation.
I don't want to see you at school.
Exactly.
I'll see you at home. I don't want to see you at school. Tell me about the girls soccer team. I know you coached the boys years ago.
Yes, correct.
You broke for a while, and now you're with the girls. How's the season going?
No, we're off to a great start. We're battling like everyone is now, a little bit of the battle in the heat, battling some of the injuries, and just getting into the routine of what school is. So we've had a couple great performances where we've been on the winning side, a couple where we're learning, right? We're a pretty young team. We only have 3 seniors, but it's amazing. I love our girls program. They are a delight to be around. They're really hard workers, and it's an honor, and I'm very proud to even be able to work with them again.
What do you find being the biggest difference between when you coach the boys and you coach the girls? Do you do it the same way? Is there a different approach, or how's it work?
No, I think that's a great question. So I started, when I took a break from the boys' side, I was coaching my kids in club, and so I have 2 boys and a girl. And so coaching my daughter's team initially, what I'd tell people is, you know what, you tell the girls one thing one time, they do it. They do it right off the bat. Boys are a little more rambunctious sometimes, doing things, but no.
That's what your wife's saying about you.
Yeah, right. I know, because they're outnumbered in the Kowalski family. No, tactics of the game are what they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there's the boys' game is a lot faster in that respect of things, in terms of things that can ultimately turn. But you can also do a handful of tactical moves in the girls' game where you can take advantage of some overload, you know, just kind of not to get too far into the weeds of things that I'm learning, you know, kind of I'm in a master's degree course of girls high school sports right now, you know, in that regards, as like, you know, I know a lot of the schools, but I don't know the landscape as much yet too. So I'm on a really accelerated path of learning, but in the end, you know, especially here, coaching is an extension of what we do in the classroom, right? And I am a teacher, I am a Catholic educator who gets to coach. And that's what's beautiful about here, because there's X's and O's, of course, but the pillar-infused core values that we have here at Hartley and what we expect of all of our programs and head coaches in leading is really what makes it special and why I'm most excited to be back.
Talking with Christopher Kowalski. He is the principal here at Bishop Hartley and the math teacher and the girls soccer coach. Let's talk about those fundamentals and those principles that are so important here. In your time prior to being principal, you saw how important they were.
Absolutely.
And how they were fused into the culture here. And have you had to do anything individually just to keep that going, or is it just something that's a tradition now that is built upon itself over the years?
Yeah, no, that's a great, you know, I mean, it's the 6 pillars that we have here, you know, are a bedrock into the foundation of who we are, with that faith, preparation, and community being, you know, without a doubt at the top. I mean, the reason that we exist is Jesus Christ and sharing that love of Christ with everyone who comes into our community, whether they're Catholic or not, and representing who we are. You know, that is a foundation, but I think as soon as you think, oh, we don't have to talk about our pillars anymore, that's when your organizational culture and Catholic identity even can go to the wayside, right? And so we don't take anything for granted in that regards. I mean, I've seen what it looks like from teaching all periods a day, you know, and being the coach all the way up now to being the principal, and the neat things that I get to do throughout the diocese as well, whether it's working with the Office of Catholic Schools, you know, supporting the bishop and his initiatives. You know, if you ignore it, you lose it, right? And it's just, we can't ever lose sight of who we are and why we exist, and that's the spread the gospel.
One of the things that you do here that I think is so unique and I think is so great is the house system that you have in this school, because your students are divided up into different houses and different groups. And some might say, just from hearing that, well, why would you cause division amongst your students? But what you're really doing is creating small communities within the big community, and you compete against one another in the best of ways, the most fun ways, and ways that there are so many lessons that I'm sure these kids don't even realize until they're out of this school, and they think back and they think about this house competition and that house competition, and maybe it was a fun moment in it, but there's a lesson in each and every one of it. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, gosh, we are, you know, we kicked it off back in 2010. It's, you know, I mean, the Harry Potter jokes have long since gone. You know, that was pretty common right at the beginning, right? But like you said, the division is actually what creates more unity. They are families within families. It's to make sure, especially with, I mean, we're a growing school now, growing enrollment. We're right around 740. Have one of the largest freshman classes we've had in years. You know, everything's trending up in terms of the direction of what we're doing. And yet, you know, we never want to lose that kind of small/medium school identity where kids could fall through the cracks and someone doesn't know their name. I mean, the beauty of what we call mentor group, where they meet each and every day, is that you've got those freshmen through seniors in that one class. So right off the bat, you've got upperclassmen looking out for you. You meet with that teacher who you may not have them in a class, but they're charged with looking out for you each and every day. And that's consistent throughout all 4 years. You know, you change teachers each and every year, usually as you navigate up from freshman through senior year, but you have that same mentor, that same kind of connector that was there for day one all the way till then when you walk across that stage and shake my hand and get a diploma. It's one of the best, most beautiful, organic things that we do. And like what it looked like in 2010, there's still common themes, you know, of course, but it looks so different now in such beautiful ways. And it is organic to the nature of what do the students need this year, right now, you know, in terms of those life. I mean, like an easy one to share would be like social media, right? That's ever present in all of our teenagers' lives right now. And so running units on the responsible use of it, what these apps actually are, how they can be beneficial, but also where are the pitfalls of them and the dangers that they may bring. We have a lot of fun. We've done kind of a glee competition from the very start, a Christmas Carol competition. I think of some of the staff that I had as students and what they were performing back when I think of Mr. Matuska, for instance, and the Hawaiian dance he did probably as a junior or senior, and now he's our dean of students. It is a way to, again, build up on the family and the core values of who we are.
And to put it into the sports vernacular, because when my son came to school here as a freshman, I didn't get it right away.
Sure.
But I got it quickly, because to put it in a sports frame of reference is you're on that team for those 4 years, and you start as a rookie. And you wind up as a veteran.
Absolutely.
And your job throughout time is to take that freshman and even the sophomore and cultivate them into the senior that you've now become.
Yes. And what I think is great, if you ever joined us for a house day, the energy and fire that's going on in our house days actually probably tops a football pep rally, for instance. The kids and the teachers and staff for that matter too. I'm probably the biggest culprit of that. I'm a Sacred Heart Lion. We won 2 years ago, and I let everybody know that we won for a good year, because it had been about 10 years since we had. So no, there's a lot of pride there, but that pride never exceeds who we are as a Hawk and the family of Hawks. I challenge, whether it's in the house or even in the seniors, of that everyone talks about leaving a legacy, and a phrase that I like to use with them is that leave this place better than you found it, right? Like, that's truly the legacy that you can leave. You might get some individual accolades or things along those lines, but collectively, if we're taking care of our mentor groups, our house, we're taking care of the Hartley family, and then even as alumni, and then parents of alumni, as we're in now, I think, third and fourth generation Hawks here from some of our earliest graduating classes. And that's what kind of really becomes special for me, as we said, as outsiders who came into this community but have now been in it for so long. What a beautiful thing to see when the great-grandparents are here and watching the graduation. It's awesome to see the community and family here on the east side of Columbus.
Let's talk about that alumni a little bit. I'm with Christopher Kowalski. He's the principal here at Bishop Hartley. The alumni engagement that you have going on here. You got some trips.
Yes.
Got a Chicago trip, Notre Dame trip.
So we've been reaching out a little more intentionally here, of just as we've been growing as a school and the number of graduates have grown. And you realize not everyone's still in and around 270, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with the technology these days, that's great. We'll do some Zoom-like town halls, for lack of better words, where we want to keep you into what's going on with Hartley, and the magazines and publications that go out. But we started hitting the road a little last year. Went down to Florida and met with a handful of folks, and have kind of put out, like, hey, if there are pockets of Hawks, around, we want to bring Hartley to you and make sure that you're engaged and know that this is still your school and still your family. So, when Ohio State goes up to Northwestern, we're going to, have a nice event there in Chicago. The one I'm a little more excited about is the week before. I have a little bit of bias towards the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I know the Buckeyes got us the past 2 years, but we have, right now we have 10 different, from freshmen through senior students at Notre Dame. A lot of legacy there, and we're going to have a big kind of celebration. And we're inviting anyone who's got a Hartley and or Notre Dame affiliation, or Hartley with Ohio State. I hope, I'm a Dayton Flyer as well, where we got a lot of alums in the Cincinnati and Dayton area. So we're working on heading over there to kind of get around a young alumni events for many of the current students that we still have there. So reaching out and making sure that you're forever a Hawk, no matter where you are, and trying to unify the alums across the board who have since moved away from Columbus.
Those are great ideas.
Yeah.
Absolutely great. The last thing I want to ask you about is the capital campaign. I know you don't have anything specific, but you have some big ideas. There are things that you want to get done here over the years.
Yes, no, absolutely. As I say, I think with our growing enrollment, our growing community as a whole, we've spent the past couple years really working on a strategic plan. And anyone who's been on our campus knows we're pretty landlocked here, right? And so we've really focused inside the building on being really good stewards of the space. Anyone who's in the Hartley community right now that ever tore down or set up bingo knows exactly the space I'm talking about.
I know that space.
And if you walked into our building today, it is a computer science and engineering showroom of just amazing things. It's a 3-tiered room, just little bits and pieces along those lines. We're expanding our campus ministry space this year. So lot of big plans out there for kind of the short-term and the long-term viability of our school community. So, yeah, the community will hear a lot more about it here in the months to come.
Chris, thank you so much. I love talking to you, and I love coming over here because
thanks, Bob. Means a lot.
No matter how long it goes in between my trips to this campus, which used to be 2 times a day, 5 days a week.
Right.
I was driving down James Road today, and I was like, I haven't come this way in a long time. But every time I come here, I still feel the same welcoming sense of family, and that's thanks to you and the staff that you have here, and just the community that has been fostered.
No,
so thank you very much.
That means a lot. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I appreciate it, Bob.
Thank you, Chris.
All right.
Christopher Kowalski, he's the principal here at Bishop Hartley. Right now, the Hawks are trailing Ursuline 27-7 at the half. We'll come back and get ready for the second half right after this. Well, back here at Bishop Hartley, where the Hawks are down 27-7. We're getting set to start the second half here. Bob McElligott back alongside of Matt Barnes. I want to tell you a little bit about the SGO, where you can turn your Ohio tax dollars into scholarship assistance for Bishop Hartley students through your donation to the Scholarship Granting Organization, or SGO, of up to $750 or $1,500 for married couples filing jointly. You get an Ohio tax credit or even a tax refund for your donation. That means you can use your Ohio tax dollars to support students and their experiences here at Bishop Hartley. It's a win-win for Bishop Hartley and for your tax bill. Visit bishophartley.org.sgo. Always looking to save money.
Listen, that's my language right there. Saving money.
Now, for both you taxes, and I, well, maybe not for you, maybe for your parents. You've paid some money.
Yeah.
You're done paying money, but you can pay some more money.
Pay a little, get a little.
Pay a little bit more.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, the Hartley Hawks, they had a chance to go into the locker room, talk about things. They had the one big offensive drive. It was a drive that really they had 2 touchdowns called back on the same drive and still got a touchdown. So they scored 3 times on the same drive, as it turns out. That's the only score that they have gotten in this game, but I think it's pretty obvious the things that they have to do. First of all, they've got to get more of a consistent offense going. Second of all, on defense, they've got to somehow slow down Ursuline because their speed and their quick plays is what's killing the Hawks.
It's been tough to stop. We kind of knew it right from the jump, right, that it was going to be a tough offense to stop because of how quick they are, and especially on a hot day, would they be able to last? And the defense, I thought initially, was standing up pretty well. And then that last drive, they really kind of had to cave in a little. But, boy, offensively, got to get some rhythm going. Yes, that one long drive was great, but you can't do that every time now. You're down by 20 points. You need something quick. Would love to see the passing game get going. They did not complete one pass, even though they had opportunities to do that. So if Matt Galen can get the passing game going, and then the jet sweeps, they can pop one for maybe 15, 20 yards. Didn't see that really happen either. But some adjustments to be made. Again, it's week 2. They lose this game. It's not the worst thing in the world, but you do at least want to see, if I think you're Coach Birchfield, some improvement, some progress made in the second half to show that this is a team that can adjust, that can go against quality competition and find a way to really compete. So we'll see what team shows up here in the second half. Hopefully one that comes with a little bit more fire on offense and then really tough on defense.
I talked with Brad Birchfield before this game, and he said this is probably the toughest team that we're going to play this year. So he was anxious about this game, and when I say anxious, I'm not talking about you want to win. Yeah. But it wasn't about it's the end of the world if we don't lose this game, but it's about the way you compete against a team like this, because this is early enough to set a tone for your season.
Absolutely. This is a Division III team that, who knows, we may see this team in the state semifinals if both these teams have the season they want to have. So, yeah, you want to come out here and compete and show a level of toughness, a level of physicality, and compete level. So, yeah, let's see what team shows up here in the second half. We know Ursuline is a proud program that has come here after a tough loss in their first week, wanted to get off the schneid. And they look like it right now. They've come a long way to not go back with that sad bus ride. So they've played well. Let's see if Hartley can now again rebound, bounce back after a tough first half, and it all starts with this drive.
They got Shoemate and Winbush back deep, do the Hawks, and let's see if the Irish kicks the ball deep to them. I would imagine that they will. They have done that to previous points in the game. They squib kicked at the end of the first half, but that's just to run a little bit of time and not give up good field position. So see what gives right here. Anthony Tabak is ready to kick it away. There's Shoemate, number 3. And it's Winbush over on the far side of the screen. And this kick is angled toward Winbush. And he's going to take it at the 16-yard line. Looking for a little bit of running room. He gets slowed down, but keeps piling forward, and he gets across the 25. To the 26-yard line. Not a bad return.
Not bad at all. And now let's see what this Hartley offense can bring out. Again, this first drive, important to get points. Yeah, you don't want to, think you have to go quickly, but you do need to score a little bit faster. I don't know if that 8 or 9 or 10-minute drive is exactly what you want right now. But again, that could just come down to having some bigger plays on if you're going to go in the run game, and then let's maybe get the passing game going just a little bit. Find a way to get some bigger chunks than the 2 or 3 yard pops.
And when we're talking about passing, you're not talking about 40-yard pass. You're talking about just a couple little dumps here to make the defense respect the pass as they'll hand it off. And again, this is going to be a good push by the Hawks. They'll get about 4 or 5 yards on this.
Yep, that's Robert Lathan again, who is such a patient runner, but also what I love about him, his feet are always moving, right? And so it makes it tough to really have an idea of where he's going to go. Yes, he can go right up the gut, but if he doesn't see anything, because his feet are moving, he can juke left, juke right. In that case, he jukes left. One of the few runs that went toward that left side because Hartley really was running to the right an awful lot. Decent success with that as well.
They bunch up 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Now going to shift that formation around just a little bit and bring them tighter toward the line. Gaelic fakes the handoff, or no, he did give the handoff, fake the throw, and not selling that one as the defense was right on top of him.
And it's funny because when I see that formation, I immediately think, all right, this is going to be some kind of pitch play to the right with 3 blockers on the right side, and I think that's what Hartley was trying to show, but instead Ursuline staying at home, not fighting for that at all. That quick pass, and Lathan just swallowed up in the backfield there. So now 3rd and long. This is where, again, the passing game's got to be a threat, and they've shown, signs that they can do that. Denham Cook has had a couple catches, one that was called back. That wasn't a touchdown, but in this case, Denham Cook's on the sideline, so it's going to have to be someone else if they're going to make a big play here.
Well, they hand it off quickly, and again up the middle, but not going to get a lot out of that. Couple of yards.
That double handoff play. So it's a bit of trickery here. You hand it off to Lathan, and then he hands it off to Shoemate right in front of him there. But again, really nice job by Ursuline. Quality job by the defenders, not fighting for that too much. That was Drake Campbell that was really kind of shadowing Shoemate the entire time, not letting him get much yardage. So an early 4th down, and you know what? When you're down 20 points week 2, why not go for it, right?
Well,
and they've had struggles with punting as well, and I think that plays a part in making this decision here.
They have had struggles punting. Gaelic has not punted the ball well. He's going to punt it here, and this one he gets down the field, and he's going to get a good roll. It's inside the 20-yard line, and it's down to about the 13-yard line before it rolls out of play. That's what he's been trying to do tonight, because he takes that ball and he runs out to the right, and he wants to kick it on a line drive like that and find the open field, which he just did, but the 2 previous ones went off the side of the foot and out of bounds.
And a little bit different formation there, too, for the Hawks. It looked like a formation where they were going to actually go for it, and instead they do punt it. So Ursuline not even sending a guy back to return that punt, and obviously getting the bounce that they need at the Hawks in this case to get that ball bounding down the field. So good field position for the Hartley defense to hopefully get a 3 and out, and get that offense back on the field and maybe get a quick score and make this a 2-score game.
Well, the only thing on that drive, that double handoff, I wouldn't have mind seeing them try to pull off a short pass there.
Oh, yeah.
And again, get that into the repertoire. Because hindsight 2020, if you miss it, it's the same result anyway. Now here's Ursuline. Here's that quick throw out to the right side. Once again, they find a way to turn that into a 1st down, as making the reception was Marquez Patterson, and he gets that 1st down.
Just really impressed with the decision making by Farrell. He gets rid of that ball quickly, puts it on a spot where the receiver can catch it and get yards up the field.
Well, they won't be able to run it this time. The Hawks defense was ready for that handoff. Met the ball carrier immediately.
Yeah, that's a nice job by Vincent Mertz, Jay Zhang among the Hartley defenders there, making sure this doesn't go for much at all. But again, with this quick offense, they get up to the line quickly. Not much time to think about how great you did on the last play, because you got to be ready to go for this one.
Quarterback DC Farrell got a big touchdown with only 15 seconds left in the 1st half to extend the lead to 27-7. Farrell wants to throw, and he's got time, and he puts it up down the far sideline. He's got a man, and this is going to be a catch, and there's a flag anyway, and the flag's going to be for pass interference. But how the heck Ray Javey held or got that ball, I don't really know. I guess we'll get a look at it and see.
I don't either. It looked like the defender was right on him. In fact, he was so on him, they call it pass interference. And, yeah, that's just great concentration and a really nice catch. So, yeah, flag or not, who cares? What a grab by JV. He said, put that flag away. I want the yardage and the stats. And he's been the go-to guy for Farrell when they've thrown the ball. It's been really impressive to see him come down with the ball, 5'11", 171, but he's playing like he's much taller than that with the way he's gone up and gotten the ball.
Low snap. They're going to hand it off, and runner gets tripped up, and he's going to fall down for just about a 1-yard gain. That's Joe Baylog. He's gotten a lot of carries tonight. He's been an important part of the offense, but that time couldn't find the footing.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a fun offense to watch as a viewer. Maybe not so much a defend against. I'm sure Hartley's having their fill of watching this offense move like this, but this is good practice for another offense they're going to see like this in Waterson, who likes to play this fast as well and spread it out.
Well, now the run right up the middle, and this is going to be good for another 1st down. Now we get a late flag.
Yeah, I think we had some guys jawing. I can't tell who the flag was thrown on, but definitely, 3rd quarter of a game that's gotten really physical, and they've banged back and forth there. It's hard to keep the emotions in check for so long, especially after a play like this where we had like the rugby scrum at the end.
Yeah, there you saw the official toss that flag high in the air. So they're talking about it. Who's it going to go against? And it's going to go against both sides. Who knows?
I was impressed with the official's throw. I think he was trying to set a record for how high he can throw it. Don't throw out your shoulder there, buddy.
Oh, and it's going against Ursuline. Personal foul. That'll back him up 15 yards.
Well, maybe that's the break the Hawks needed right there, because this Ursuline offense is moving. Now a chance to get them a long down and distance, maybe find a way to get them off the field without giving up points. because right now this Ursuline offense with every play seemingly just finding ways to get 5-10 yards at a pop. And that's what they do, the short pass, the long pass, or the run game. Everything's clicking right now on offense.
Bring a man in motion, fake the handoff. Farrell keeps the ball, trying to pick his way through the middle. Will not do it. Good job of penetration right there by the Hawks, and more specifically, Shamarian Coleman.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I thought going into this game the Hawks would have to worry the most about is Farrell taking off on his legs, and they've done a really nice job of containing him. He's not been the problem in terms of hurting the Hartley defense. His legs have not been that big of an issue. He has hurt him with his arm, and some other players have hurt him, but boy, they've done a really nice job making sure he stays within the pocket.
Well, he'll throw it again, and he zips that one up for a first down and a broken tackle, and Ursuline with the opportunity for the touchdown, and they've got it. Staying with that play and making the touchdown catch, Devontae Taylor.
Yeah, great catch and run there. Check out this throw. Just a little late on the replay there, but boy, he threw this off his back foot. It's like he saw Taylor off the slant. He's like, I'm getting it out, zips it to him. Taylor, nice catch and run. And a really nice drive there by Ursuline. They get behind the sticks after that personal foul. And after a first down run that goes nowhere, they go back to the passing game and just a dime pass from Farrell to Taylor. And this Ursuline offense, really impressive, by the way. They've moved up and down this field against a quality Hartley defense that just has been a little bit on their back foot the entire game.
Let's see if Drake Campbell kicks the ball this time or not. There was movement on the line. There's going to be a penalty.
Yeah. It's like someone in that, a couple guys actually on the right side of that line jumped for the Irish. So again, if you're Hartley, again, this is a good team. We've said it earlier. This is the team that made the state semifinals last year. A team they're going to, probably see maybe in the playoffs if they get to a state semifinal as well this year. This Irish team is loaded with players. They are year in and year out. So this isn't, you see the score, you're thinking, oh boy, what are we in store for this season? Listen, as Coach Burchell said to you, this could be the toughest team they play all year long. There's a lot to learn from games like this. Still a lot to learn and to play for here. You still have plenty of games here to see if your team can compete and get back in this thing.
We'll have to kick the ball from the 15-yard line, but that's not going to be an issue whatsoever. Well, the issue is there's another penalty.
Yeah. You wish you could just take the points and move this game along, but no, we'll kick it again.
Yeah. And that's on the defense for being offside. So they're going to go right back where they were.
Right back. That's what makes the game fun, though.
Well, fun would be give them the point. Let's kick off.
I agree. I think both coaches would agree with that one.
Well, anyway. Drake Campbell had enough leg to get it from the 15-yard line, and now he's going to be back to kicking from the 10. And when it's all said and done, it's an extra point. So that'll make it 34-7 in favor of the Irish. Quick strikes, that's what they do. And DC Farrell, as Matt talked about, it hasn't been his running that has been the problem for the Hawks tonight. It has been his throwing, and his passes have been on the mark. Even the ones that aren't quite on the mark, they're close enough. The receivers have made a good adjustment and turned it into positive yardage.
Had a couple of them they dropped, remember? I mean,
yeah.
They had one that was absolutely in the receiver's hands. He looked upfield and dropped it right down to the ground. That one could have been a touchdown right then. So been really impressed with his play today, both just being smart with where to throw the ball, and then when he does, it's on a dime to make sure they get good yardage.
So the Hawks will get it back, and they'll do so with 7:17 to go here in the third quarter. And if they have their game going, they probably burn up that 7:17, as the Hartley offense is not necessarily a quick strike offense to begin with. So as we talk about things to learn, it wouldn't surprise me if the focus is just going to be, let's get this fixed again.
Correct.
Let's go through our routines and our reads, and let's make our blocks and get some runs and get some points and feel good. You're not going to get 27 points in one series.
No, and that's what I think Coach Burford's going to preach to these guys. Like, let's just get one good series. Let's get the mojo back in our offense. Got another big game next week against Dayton Chaminade Julienne right here at Jack Ryan Field. You don't want to leave this game with just 7 points in an offense that still has question marks about how to move the ball. They have enough weapons to make it happen. Just a matter of doing what they need to do, what they've done in practice, and doing it on the game.
Well, they mishandled the ball on the kickoff, and it was a hopper to one of the up men. So that's exactly what the Irish was looking to get done. And that's going to force the Hawks to start back at about the 21-yard line. Gaelic with a handoff. And they'll look to the left side, and they'll find a little bit of cushion there. They'll get it up to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, 5-yard gain. Again, that's the kind of runs that they want to have on first down. Lathan with his mismatched shoes, which has thrown me off all game long. Doing what he does. Again, he gets in that pile, and he finds a way to churn for 2 more yards each and every time. The amount of yards after contact he gets in a game is always remarkable to me. And in a game like this, you just hope that one of those times the yards after contact leads to 20, 30 yards, and he can just find a way to break one. Hasn't happened yet, but he's capable of doing it.
Put a man in motion. Let's give the handoff, and here's some running room. And a good job here by Winbush as he spins his way up over the 35 to the 36. There's a flag at the end of the play.
And that's unfortunate. You could look at the blocks here. Nice job by Zhang there. Got Lathan on the outside as well. Give a shout out to our big man Corey Anderson, who kind of led the way for the offensive lineman. And Winbush just had to follow the blocks to get the good yards. Let's see what this flag is.
I think it's on a tackle.
Yeah, looks like a hit to the head. I don't know if they call targeting in high school exactly, but whatever it is, 15 more yards for the Hartley offense.
Yeah, I think right there at the end, the way that he was kind of grabbed and spun down to the turf, it looked a little bit, well, if it was the 1970s, it would look routine, but 2024, it jumps out.
Yeah.
I saw something on social media the other day about the like the CBS pregame intro, and it said, it was tagged, every highlight is a penalty today, and it was. Here's the throw to Winbush on the near side, and he's going to get some yardage again. And he finally gets stacked up. No, he won't keep going. And he bursts ahead close to the first down marker, just shy of it. He's down to the 39.
See, and this is what we were talking about, that short pass that leads to yards. It doesn't have to be long. That little dump pass and get it to your playmakers. Winbush is one of them, and this is further proof that he's a playmaker. Not just sometimes speed, but power. He thought for sure he was going to get, or everyone thought he was going to get taken down by the Ursuline defense, and Winbush is not ready to go down. He grabs himself 3 more yards there. So great job mixing it up. Doesn't always have to be the short run. The short pass can be just as effective.
Handoff, Lathan up the middle, not finding much. Didn't need much, but he's still going to be about a yard shy of the first down marker. Let's go back to that pass just a second ago. I want to make sure that Marcus Hemphill gets the credit that he deserves, because when Winbush caught the ball, Hemphill was there to make the initial block to let him spring it a little bit, and then he got back into the play at the very end and helped push the pile and get him 2 more yards.
Hemphill's been doing a lot of work on the outside too. He hasn't been targeted, I think, one time with the throw, but he's always out there looking for that big block.
There's that quick hitter by the fullback up the middle, and Zhang has got himself the first down as he makes his way to the 32-yard line.
So we're at 5:35 in the third quarter, so it's been 90 seconds on this drive, and you can see they're making progress. It's not the slowest drive, not the fastest drive, but it's a productive drive, and that's what I think the Hawks are looking for now. Down 27, the comeback may not happen, but you want to see progress on this offensive side.
Yeah, there has to be progress right here, and this is the offense that they're going to need to get them the wins that they need to get into the postseason. Is Lathan, he was looking to go somewhere, and he had nowhere to go, and I'll tell you why. That was a great job of coming in. Darian Davis just dove in there with a helmet and knifed him right at the knees.
Absolutely. Great tackle by him. Lathan is a kind of guy you have to go low if you want to stop him. They did exactly that, as we have a Hartley player on the ground here after that play.
Yes, we do, and that player will be attended to, and then we'll get back at it. But again, this offense is churning a little bit. So Matt, would it keep talking about learning in this game, and what the lesson is going to be, what the biggest lesson is going to be for the defense. And it's going to be a couple of things. There were some things in the game plan that the Hawks had coming into this. It was to not allow any big plays. Well, inevitably, it happens with the kind of offense that this team runs. They didn't want to allow back-to-back scores. They wanted to answer every score. That hasn't exactly happened to them tonight, but it's the pace. And it's the pace and the coverage that they're going to have to work on defensively, especially if they can get this offense back to where they like it, burn up 9 minutes per drive.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's funny because, high school football didn't used to have a lot of teams that played the spread offense and this quick pace offense. More teams are doing it. We know Waterson's one of those teams that Hartley will play that will do this as well. Lear Catholic was a team that likes to spread it out, put some points on the board. So I kind of like that the first 2 games, they're facing teams that are going to put up a lot of points. They're going to be some teams that are more like them. They're going to kind of drag it out, it's going to be slog affairs. But this is good for this defense to see this kind of variety of offenses. This is a good offense. That's just all there is to it.
Yes.
They're good.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And, I think this is such a great test for them early, especially so young in a season. You got a great quarterback that knows where to put the ball, and he's been really smart about not turning it over. But this defense, I'm sure, has higher standards for themselves. And as you said, they're not hitting their goals tonight, but these are lessons to be learned for the next time they play a spread offense like this, how to combat and how to slow them down.
Good to see Vincent Mertz walk off the field under his own power there. He was the player that was down for the Hawks, who are looking at a 2nd down and 8 as they work from the 30-yard line of Ursuline. They pitch it to Latham. Good job to speed up. He uses his blockers. In fact, he pushed his blockers right out there in front of him to get extra yardage.
Yeah, that was Hemphill again leading the way on the outside, and then a couple of the offensive linemen as well. Shout out Randall Peel, number 50 there. Look at him. Pushing. There's Hemphill as well. We go number 70, Corey Anderson out in front. So, yeah, that's one where Latham gives all the credit to the men out front to make sure he got those 7 yards.
Looks like we have an official timeout on the field. We were talking about the spread offense and how many teams play it and how it's changed. Well, it's changed a lot because a lot of college teams are playing that style now, right? So as you're looking to develop players, a lot of coaches have gone to the college and even the pro style just because you got to get them into school.
And if you do it well, especially in high school at this level, Division III, Division IV, if you can do it well with guys playing both ways, it really wears out a defense because they're just constantly on the field and having to move and having to think. That's a lot for a high school player to deal with.
So once again, they give it to the up man, Zhang, and he gets to the 20-yard line. And again, they'll take the 4. You talked about this earlier on. For Jay Zhang, here's what the fullback role is on this team. When you get the football put in your arms, 3 to 4 yards.
Yep.
Every time.
Yep. And finish falling forward. That's all you ever want.
We give it to Winbush, and he is able to get by some guys and down near the 10-yard line. He's got enough for a 1st down.
And there's that double handoff again, but this time Winbush finds a little gap. I didn't see much of one, but watch him right here again. I mean, look, there's 3 guys there. How'd they get by all of them? That's really nicely done by Winbush. He's always been a shifty player, but that one even surprised me because all I saw were green hats, and he found a way to squirt around them to get another 6-7 yards.
Patience.
Yes.
That's what it was. That's why I could never do it. I'd be down 2-yard loss. What happened to you?
Oh.
I wasn't waiting for that to develop.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of time.
I was supposed to go here, so I'm going to go here. Why wait?
He did a great job. 1st down and 10. And they pitch it. And Latham trying to get the corner, and he does not. That's a good tackle. Again, 2nd one in this series. Teran Davis coming over and making that play.
Yeah, he had that stick a couple of plays ago. And, boy, I know it's a frustrating day for Latham. This is not one where he's going to really love the way his stats are going to look because he just hasn't been able to get that big run. Hasn't been able to really get the momentum going. But, you're going to have games like this. And we know later in the year he's going to have big games. He's going to be the workhorse for this team. But so far they've had to spread the wealth a little bit. And I think it's been good to see some of the younger guys have to carry the load for him a little bit. But, yeah, it's not his best game. But, again, plenty of season to go. He'll be there for sure one day.
Shifts him into the backfield. Gaelick's going to throw. Goes to the corner of the end zone, and that is going to be incomplete. Unable to tiptoe inside the line there was Marcus Hemphill.
Yeah, first target for him. And, I mean, he's a big target, 6'4", and, oh, boy, the ball's not that bad, but just a little bit too far out of his reach. He does make the catch, but he just can't keep those puppies in bounds. But I like his size out there on those kind of passes. They can find a way to give him a little bit more room, give him a chance to bring that down. That is quite the target for Gaelick.
Yeah, just look at that guy. If you can't find him, there's a problem.
Correct, yeah. Get some glasses.
Exactly right. Try to come near side again. I'll tell you what, Winbush, every yard that he got there, he absolutely worked for it.
Yeah, John Frangos, Vinny Fecco were not fooled at all on this play. They knew exactly what they wanted, and they got it. I mean, yeah, just not real well blocked. Winbush had to go back further than he wanted to, and Frangos and Fecco were not going to let him get by. So nice job with pursuit by the Ursuline defense on the last play there, and now it's 4th down. And, you know, I kind of agree with this call, too, here. You know what? It's a long 4th down play here. Why not try a field goal? Let's start working on these situations as well. When is that time in the season where you're going to need a field goal of this length? Let's see if we can make it when it matters in crunch time.
28-yard attempt here. Malcolm Gillies. And he puts it up, and he puts it through.
Yeah, that was a nice, easy kick for him. That was good for another 10 yards. So, again, it's not a touchdown. I'm sure that's what they wanted, but positive momentum, good drive for the Hawks. They would have taken this in the first half easily at the end of the first half to make it 19-10, right? So, again, 34-10, a lot of work to do, a lot of road to make up. But that was an offense that looked like had signs of life that we didn't see in the first half.
Yes, it did. No doubt about it. And I agree with you. Kick the field goal there. Work on that aspect of the game because you're going to need it all down the stretch. And, you know, but the other thing you talked about on that drive, and I was just watching there, we had a shot as the offense went to the sideline there. Lathan, again, looking disappointed. That's the body language of it, which I have no problem.
No, neither do I.
You want to be the star, and you expect to come out and run for 100 yards every week and a couple of touchdowns, and it's not happening for you tonight. And I bring it up because obviously he's disappointed in what's going on, but it hasn't been a detriment to it. That was on the sideline. That's a camera on the sideline. It's not in the middle of the field. Correct. That's so important.
Yeah, I mean, he's still running hard, right?
Yeah.
It's not like he's hot dogging it out there at all. He's just frustrated. I don't blame him. This has been a tough game for him. You could tell Ursuline was really keying in on making sure they stop him. Every time he gets the ball, there are 3-4 hats swarming to him on there. And it's actually allowed you see Bryson Winbush to get a little bit more yardage than maybe he expects because they're keying in on Lathan so much. But listen, when you're the star running back, that's going to happen every now and then. The game plan's going to be on you, and everyone else has to step up. And then every now and then, you'll get your chance and you'll get a pop one. So I'm sure he's going to be looking for that in the future and heck in the rest of this game as well, because he's still fighting hard, just not finding the yards.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And, you know, sometimes as we get the chip shot over toward the far sideline, that ball's going to check up, and Ursuline almost lost control of it. Almost doesn't count, unfortunately. They've got it at the 42. But to go back to that, you know, sometimes other guys are going to run the football, and that's going to give you more opportunities. But one thing that Ursuline hasn't done tonight, and a lot of it is because of the score, they've just continued to key on him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they know the further you fall behind, the more you want that guy to carry the ball, so we'll take it.
Yeah, we're still going to let other people beat us, and I completely understand that. And here's the thing, other teams are going to have that philosophy too and just not be as sound in it or not be as good, or Lathan's just going to have a better game, whatever it might be. It's a long season. We're only in week 2. We're not going to make any drastic pronouncements about the season in 2 weeks. But I think it is positive to see him still competing as hard as he is.
Hartley had too many players on the field. There wasn't a guarantee they were going to get that 12th man to the sideline before the ball was snapped, and therefore the Hawks are forced to burn a timeout with 1 minute and 48 seconds left in the third quarter, trailing by the score of 34-10.
So first home game for the Hawks, obviously not going how they wanted to go, but boy, I tell you what, you just look at this schedule that they have this year. You know, Coach Birchfield decided to load it up a little bit, I'd say. It's not the easiest thing in the world. I mean, Dayton, Chaminade, Julietta, perennial powerhouse team, normally out of the GCL, and Dayton, that's next week right here at Jack Ryan Field. Then you're on the road at Watkins Memorial, at Ironton. Those are teams that have some good tradition as well. Then you head back into CCL play. You got Watterson here September 27th. Obviously, that's been some good matchups the last few years. Watterson making it all the way to the state championship a year ago. They go at DeSales, who's been struggling, but I tell you what, R.J. Day, the freshman quarterback, Ryan Day's son from Ohio State, he'll be a sophomore. Got to think they'll be much improved. Then Bloom Carroll, Kip Columbus, and then finish it up at St. Charles. So it's a little, I would say it's almost a front-loaded schedule. The first 6 are really tough, and then might get a little easier. But, boy, these are the kind of games you want to play now because it'll prepare you for Week 11 and beyond.
Absolutely right. And quick handoff here by the Irish. Again, going with the quick offense. They get Vinny Fecco in there. We'll run it again past the first down marker. Fecco with another carry. Denham Cook a little bit slow in getting up there, but he does get up.
And another Hartley player, though, on the ground as the athletic training staff come to attend to him. And, I mean, kudos to Ursuline. They're up 24. They could easily start thinking about, you know, running this clock out a little bit, but they're going to play at their pace. And again, because it's week 2, I don't blame them. They're trying to prepare for the season as well. They know this is the quality offense in Hartley. Let's work on all our plays. Let's make sure we're good to go for the rest of the season as well. So it's not easy. And this one, yeah, just say this one looks like it might be one of those cramped situations. That again, it is. While the sun has gone down, it is muggy out here. I mean, uncomfortably muggy.
Yes, it is.
We're wearing white shirts, so you can't see if we're sweating or not. But I can assure you, I've got some back sweat going right, Bob.
Well, it's still 83 degrees.
Oh my goodness, is it really?
83.
Wow.
And no sun. So that tells you just about all you need to know right there.
Yeah, it's definitely still August.
Yes,
man.
Yes, it is.
Man, oh man.
Well, they start school earlier, and then
they do, and this is what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Play football a little earlier.
Yep. Again, look at these quick hitters by the Irish, and again, it doesn't matter who the running back is. They just kept the same game plan throughout this whole game tonight.
Yeah. Marcus Hemphill, the one walking off the field. They're good to see he's okay. No worse for the wear.
So they'll lose the big man for at least one play here, probably more as he takes the helmet off. And, in a cramping situation, you want to make sure you get loose again before you go back in there, or you'll have the same problem.
Yep.
First down and 10. And again, just keep on feeding Vinny Fecco.
Yeah, not a big kid, just 5'9", 164, but not that big. You don't need that big of a gap, so he finds a little room right there. Make sure he dives forward for more yards. Nice job as Ursuline just continues to keep that clock moving and move the ball forward.
Yeah, and he's a sophomore running back, so they get an opportunity here with a lopsided game. They get late in the third quarter to get him some carries. And look at this carry. He goes flying up the field all the way down to about the 30-yard line of the Hawks.
Boy, how about that burst, right? I mean, he got that ball, and he looked like he got shot out of a cannon. I mean, he was absolutely moving there. Really nice job in blocking, but then I just really like that cutback right there. Wow. Nicely done.
Another handoff. They give it to him again, and this time he won't go nearly as far.
Good tackle there by the Hartley defender. Shamarion Coleman, sophomore. Big minutes for him in a game like this against a good team. This will help him out for the rest of the season, and of course the next couple years he's in the blue, red, and white.
The Hawks right there again, able to stack up the man right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, no, check out this snap and the grab right here. Whoa, I mean, that's an athletic play by DC Farrell just to make sure that doesn't go by him and turn into a turnover. So nicely done by him just to snag that thing.
And that's going to be the last play of the third quarter. So 3 in the books here at Bishop Hartley, and the Hawks find themselves down to Youngstown Ursuline by the score of 34-10. We'll come back with the fourth quarter right after this. Getting set for the fourth quarter here at Bishop Hartley High School. The Hawks are trailing Youngstown Ursuline by the score of 34-10. For Ursuline, it was a big early part of the game, and then late in the third quarter they were able to add some more. They are driving right now. As a matter of fact, they've got the ball down inside the Hartley 30-yard line down at the 29. So 12 minutes left in this one. The Hartley defense looking to make some stops. Got 2 running backs Joe Baylog along with Vinny Fecco. Fecco has been the guy that's carried the ball all through this drive, and now we have an offsides call against Hartley.
Yep. Went with the hard count, and the Hawks bit onto that one. Must have made contact with the encroachment, so 5 yards. It would have been 3rd and long, too, so that's unfortunate.
Looked like Malik Tufts was the guy that jumped. He was at least one guy that jumped. Farrell hands it off. They go to the deep man, and he goes right through the line and all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. Patterson takes the ball that time and untouched for the score.
Yeah, let's check out this blocking. It seemed like he had the whole Erie Canal to go through, and yeah, he just had no problem at all getting through there. So well done by Ursuline, trying to close out this game with some good offensive possessions, and they do it once again. Here's a better look at it right there. Really nice job. Fecco and Log, they get the first blocks, and then by the time he gets to the second level, he is into the end zone. So Ursuline goes up by 30, and we know that in high school football, that means the clock's going to keep rolling. So this could be a really quick fourth quarter.
Anthony Tayback will attempt the extra point. And the kick is up, and that kick is good. So that'll make it 41-10. Well, let's go through the Hartley Athletics review from the week. It was a big win for the field hockey team over Columbus School from girls this week. The girls soccer team took down Jonathan Alder 3-1. At halftime, I talked with Christopher Kowalski. He's the head coach of the girls team, and he's the principal here, and he talked about the fact that they're young, and so that's a big win over Alder.
Anytime you beat Jonathan Alder and 3-1, nice job.
Boys soccer has gotten off to a good start. The girls volleyball team looking to stay unbeaten tomorrow when they play in the Lancaster tournament. Cross country is in Highland for a meet tomorrow. The golf season is also in full swing, and the girls tennis program continues to grow. So it's been a big week of sports here. The fall sports well underway at Bishop Hartley.
Yeah, fall sports season. I mean, it's crazy. We're still in August, and we're fall sports are definitely well underway. I mean, we haven't even gotten to September, and
well, golf's probably 4 weeks in.
Seriously, they get going so early. Yeah. That's the thing, and we were talking about it earlier. I hope they're playing on courses that water their grass, because if not, those 150-yard drives will turn to 220 because it is dry out there. So,
plenty of places you and I could drive 400 yards.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ugly, but
yeah,
400.
Hey, but listen, we get it there. But yeah, go.
You know what? In this kind of weather, the worm burner works just as good.
Oh, absolutely. The miss hit is the perfect hit.
That's exactly right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly right. Well, the Hawks are going to get the ball on offense again. As you said, it is a running clock. So they've got the limited time. If they were to get a score, it would go back to get back within 30, and then the clock would not be rolling constantly. And it's a high kick. That's going to be taken back at about the 10-yard line. And pretty good run back here across the 25 out to the 26-yard line. As Winbush, he hasn't given up on any aspect of this game. That was a good return.
Yeah, he's been to me the star of the game for Hartley in terms of the offense. He has really found a way to really cement himself as a weapon for this Hartley offense. And he was last year, but really more so today.
Yeah, great return there. A couple of good cuts that got him the extra yardage. So here we go, first down and 10. Matt Galick sends a man in motion, hands the ball off. They want to run it right up the middle, and they will. Get it across the 30-yard line out to the 32.
And again, Robert Lathan just can't find that big gap that he wants. As we have another injury here, that will stop the clock.
Yeah, this is definitely a cramp situation.
Yeah, but again, this is not that time of the game. We've played a lot of football in this muggy air. It's about time for some of these.
Randall Peel sitting on the field, and they'll get out there and they'll stretch him out and get him going once again. 10:36 is what is left on the clock here tonight. Well, we teased this very early in the game, and then the game has kind of gotten to where it is, but now's a good time to talk about it. The Ohio Catholic Athletic Conference. They announced it back on July the 9th. It will kick off in the fall of 2026, which sounds so far away.
It really does.
It's 2 years from now. 2 years we'll be going, man, it seemed like that was a long way away, and here we are. But the two teams playing tonight are going to be a part of the conference, and also a part of it, St. Francis de Sales here in Columbus, Bishop Watterson, and then Akron's St. Vincent St. Mary, Cleveland's Villa Angeles St. Joseph, Cuyahoga Falls Walsh Jesuit, and Ursuline, along with Youngstown's Cardinal Mooney. Now you look at that lineup.
I mean, those are some of the football behemoths of Ohio high school football.
If you think there's an easy game on the schedule starting in 2026, you're wrong.
You're wrong. Yeah,
absolutely wrong.
And even if your teams having down years, they're going to be a tough win or loss. I mean, it's just going to be hard.
But this is something that has been talked about for a long time. And there was talks, there was the schools in the Dayton area they were trying to form some kind of a conference with. Obviously, they've gone north to do it here. But everybody's excited about starting this new conference. It's going to be a new journey. It'll be in all sports. We're talking about football right now and how tough that's going to be. But it'll be with all sports. And it's just going to deepen the Catholic tradition, not only in sports, but in the classroom and the communities of all these schools. Longer trips, we get it.
Yeah.
But same philosophies, same teachings, all of that stuff, and then good quality sports all across the board.
Absolutely. And again, I think this makes sense. We've talked about how tough it is to make these schedules for the football teams especially. And it's just so hard. The CCL's only got 4 teams in it.
Right.
If you add St. Charles, who obviously is not going to be part of the GCAC, but still will play Hartley, Waterson, and DeSales every year, which is nice. But with only 4 teams, that means you have to fill a schedule of 7. You don't get that problem in the OCC and some of these other conferences where you're playing 6 or 7 every year. So this allows for the same 7-8 teams, build some rivalries, build some connections. I was talking to some other coaches who were thinking, how does this apply to basketball? Maybe they do some tournaments of some sorts, where you go to Youngstown, you play 2 games in 2 days. You can play Moody and Ursuline in back-to-back days, things like that. So they're going to get creative with this. They have 2 years to figure it out. But I think it's positive momentum for more consistent scheduling and just going to be more fun games. They're going to be competitive. It's going to be good.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And we were talking about the difficulty of putting together a schedule sometimes. Here's what will happen. You're playing as a Division IV team or even lower. You schedule a team in a higher division. You beat them.
Yeah.
And now they don't want to play you next time around, right? They'll cancel your schedule. Now you have a hole in your schedule you have to fill.
And we've seen that happen with a few of Hartley's opponents in the last 5 or 6 years. So this way you get something more consistent. It should be fun. And what's great, again, you've already played Ursuline. Ursuline played Walsh Jesuit last week. So we're already seeing some of these connections already happening in the schedule this year and next year. So come 26, it'll seem like we've played these teams. It'll actually feel pretty familiar.
Gaelic decided to keep the ball that time and get himself a couple of yards. He's going to leave a 3rd down and 3 for the Hawks. Just under 10 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. And they're going to get it.
Run.
What a great run. Just over the left side there a bit. Jay Zhang. Yeah. He's quietly put together a nice game tonight. And I say quietly, we've called his name a lot in the short runs. This one much longer.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, like that puts his head down, little contact, keeps running forward, get every yard you can at each and every run. And you do that, you're going to get the ball a little bit more every game.
Well, now they're going to flip it out to Winbush. Good catch, and now he's going to run with it. Oh, takes a big hit, but again, he's able to stay on his feet, and we're going to have a penalty flag.
Yeah, I think that's a face mask, or at least he caught him like underneath the helmet, and that's not allowed. So, again, that short pass, second time they've done that now, and Winbush catches it to 2 yards, finds a way to get 6 more. So, really quality stuff from him. I like that short pass. That's something I think they'll bring more to the arsenal as Gaelic and everyone gets more comfortable in this offense this season. Every season's different. Yes, we know he played last year, but again, it takes a little bit. Obviously not the cleanest throw there, but sometimes it's just a matter of give him a chance to catch it, right? And that's what Bryson Winbush is talented enough to. Not have to be a perfect spot to him. He'll find a way. And he did just that.
And really, all that play it's an extended handoff.
100%.
Just getting that ball down the line.
Get the ball to the playmakers and let him make a play.
By the way, Randall Peel is back in the game. He had left with a cramp just a few minutes ago. He's back in there now on the line. Handed off to Latham. Oh, he's going to find some running room this time. Good job with that patience, and then he's finally knocked out of bounds on the near sideline. Now that is a patented Robert Latham run.
Exactly. The ones where he sees the first hole, and then he's like, all right, now what can I do here? The patience to cut it out to the left side here. Even more patience, follow the blocker, let Hemphill finish his block, and then grab 3 or 4 more yards, fall forward. Everything about that is what we expect from Robert Latham. Haven't seen it that much today, not because of his fault, but because of really good defense from Ursuline. But when he gets the opportunity, he finds a way to get it done.
We're going to give it to him again. Right up the middle he goes. He's got the first down as he powers his way inside the 20-yard line. They'll mark it at the 19. Yeah, when he really has it going, You go back to that Le'Veon Bell heyday.
Yeah.
The way he slows himself down, waits, puts the hand on the blocker and says, hey, I need you to shift this way a little bit. There you go. Boom. And then he hits the hole. Really fun to watch. And that's a talent. I mean, not everybody can slow the body down and do what he does.
Because sometimes, how many times do you see the players run right into their blocker and doesn't no good? Right? If you actually wait a second, give them a chance to do their job, you can do your job better. So
I'm right here.
Yeah.
Just put your hand on the right. I'm right here.
It was frustrating to watch those late guys. It's like, oh my gosh, go! But it made a lot of sense. It takes true talent to do that.
Shoemate's in there right now as they bring a man in motion. They're going to hand it off, and Windbush trying that jet sweep. He just stepped out of bounds. He was still on his feet, was trying to shift the body, but that left foot hit the out-of-bounds line.
Yeah, I mean, he might have gone the rest of the way if he didn't just happen to touch the line there. Just grab the white right there. But, boy, look at it. That's what I love about him, though. He's never quitting on a play, even right there. He's ready to go until the whistle blows, and once it does, he'll stop. But he has been absolute force in this game, and I think that's something to get excited about, that Lathan's not having his biggest game, but Windbush has really stepped up. Something didn't look right there.
Yeah, everything didn't look right.
Yeah.
So we get the false start flag and back it up 5. So that'll make it 2nd down and 10.
And again, running clock here, getting near 6 minutes. So again, if you're Hartley here, let's get a score. Let's get some momentum to go for the next week. And I mean, I do like this. I like getting Lathan going. He just hasn't had one of his patented games. So if he can finish out a drive feeling like he's, on the right track, I think that'll be pretty big for him for the next game.
I agree with that. Now, coming off the field again is Peel.
Yeah, I mean, you know how that is. You cramp once, it doesn't really go away.
Well, and I thought he was back pretty quickly for being in that situation.
Yep.
Like, little does he know that when he gets to my age, it'll happen in the middle of the night. 4 days later, he'll still
Early
feel
horses just happen.
Here's a throw on the near side, and
yeah,
the Hawks lose the football.
Yep, I think Hemphill bobbled the ball on the catch, and it was grabbed on the ricochet.
Todd White.
Yeah, here's another look at it. Hemphill had it in his hands. Oh, same thing. He turned his head, waiting for the hit, and a really nice job by White. That's tough. I mean, that's good concentration by him to come away with it.
Boy, was it ever. Seen a couple of nice plays.
Yeah, I thought that ball was going to the ground, and then next thing I know, he's caught it and he's running back the other way.
JV made a nice catch over on the far side of the field when the defender was ran over.
Yeah, yeah.
The defensive back was like, well, you're slowing down. I'm going to steamroll you.
Yeah.
And he did, and JV still caught the football. So we've seen a couple of nice, really talented catches here.
Yeah.
So the Hawks back on defense. Look at this again. Bobbled, and he just catches that underneath his right arm and holds on to it. Well, the Bishop Hartley 10th Annual Athletic Hall of Fame dinner. Induction is coming up on September 28th. Class of 2024. Coach Phil Petrosky, football coach. Tom Koss, football, basketball.
Yeah, just recently passed last week, so he'll be inducted posthumously. But boy, what a big loss to the Hartley community. It was when he wasn't coaching, he was at a game supporting these Bishop Hartley Hawks. He's an alum as well of the program, of the school as well. So big loss for us, but I'm so excited we get to honor him in a few weeks and put him in the Hall of Fame where he absolutely deserves to be.
Tim Martin from the 1983 football team will go in. The 4x200 girls relay team, Anissa Davis, Myra Garnes, Stacey Daniels, Cassandra Robinson. 4x400 girls relay team, Anissa Davis, Stacey McCall, Shannon Gilchrist, Cassandra Robinson. They're all going to be put into the Hall of Fame as Ursuline's going to get up to the 25-yard line here, and they pick up another first down. So you can join us for the Hall of Fame football halftime inductions on September 27th when the Hawks take on Bishop Watterson at 7 o'clock, and the Hall of Fame dinner and inductions on September 28th in the Dick Geyer Gymnasium here at Bishop Hartley, 5:30. a meet and greet with drinks and appetizers at 6:15. It's dinner and desserts from TAT. 7:15, the induction ceremony, and the registration is open on the Bishop Hartley Athletic website. Thank you so much, and go Hawks.
Always a fun night to relive the glory, as I sometimes say.
You host that?
I every now and then, whenever they ask me, it depends on if I'm on Andrew John's good side or not.
So they ask you every 3 years.
Yeah. It's always nice, though, because you hear some of the history of the school, some of the history of these sports, and, they love going back, talking about the days of old, and it's really, really fun. So if you can make it, surely come out and support and thank those folks for all their good work, and I congratulate them on that great honor.
Well, Ursuline, they got some of the younger players in there right now. Lucas Biniak, the sophomore quarterback, taking over on the field, and Davion Patterson with that last carry. We're looking at a 3rd down and 7, just 1:45 remaining here.
It looks like Hartley has put in a lot of their second string younger players as well. Give them a chance to play on a Friday night under the lights here.
It's important.
It is. And, I think anytime you get any kind of experience playing under the lights, because, those JV games are always Saturday afternoon. I think if you can get some, oh, there's a fumble.
Yes, there is. And who comes up with it? The Hawks are battling for it, but the Irish claim they have it, and it looks as though they do. Yeah, the JV games are great. You play them on Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, and it's awesome. But, man, just stepping out there on a Friday night, this is what you need to get used to.
Yep.
The score doesn't matter for these guys.
No, it just feels different. I tell you that. Once that ball snapped, they're going to go for it, all right? That's all there is to it. So I love seeing that. And I know the JV game will be against New Albany tomorrow, so not going to see these two teams play each other in the JV matchup. Long drive for that. So New Albany will be the opponent for the Hartley Hawks tomorrow.
We have a false start on the part of the offense. That'll back them up 5 yards. But really won't matter. 25 seconds is all that's left on the clock.
Yep, we're already lining up on the 50.
Yes, they are. So the Hawks lose the opener here, but they do it to a very good Ursuline Irish team. And this one, as we've talked about throughout the entire game, this one's about lessons. And it's about the lessons you learn that you take through the rest of the season. They knew it was going to be a tough go. The offense for the Irish was just overpowering in many regards tonight. Hartley has some really positive things that they can build on coming out of this game. They have other things they have to work on, and that's exactly what you would expect to be talking about at the end of a game like this.
Oh, yeah, week 2, again, you're facing a team that, again, was 13-1 last season. They're no slouch, even with all the changes they had and folks that graduated. This Ursuline team is a quality program, quality team. So nothing to snuff at there. They're going to be a good team, and it's not very often that Hartley takes it on the chin like this. 41-10. That's a very lopsided scoreline, but one that they can learn from, one they will have to learn from, because Dayton Chaminade Julienne next week's another quality opponent coming here to Jack Ryan Field. So again, tough one tonight for the Hawks, but again, it's week 2. It is week 2. Plenty of season to go, plenty of lessons to be learned, plenty of games to be won. In the meantime, though, it's back to the practice field and what you can learn from a game like this.
Yes, and it'll start with a film session tomorrow, going over and breaking this down. Then, as you said, Chaminade Julienne is going to be right here next week for a 7 o'clock start. The Hawks now 1-1 on the season as they look forward to that game next week. So thanks to you, Matt Barnes. Always love working with you, man. Great to see you.
Always a good time,
Great
Bob.
to get another season started here at Bishop Hartley, and thanks to all of our great crew and the great pictures and the great shots that we got here tonight on Yamo Media. That's going to do it from Bishop Hartley. Once again, the Hawks fall to Youngstown Ursuline here tonight. Back at home next week at 7 o'clock. We'll see you then.